Tony, what's up, man? How's it
going,
going, dude?
How's it been?
Doing well. How are you?
Good.
I didn't get a hug.
Nice.
You didn't get a hug? I didn't get a hug.
He
Man.
didn't reach up for one.
I'm gonna shoot for a hug.
Yeah. He didn't reach up for a hug.
Dude, come on, man. Except the handshakes aren't enough.
No.
With a fist bump?
Yeah, air fist bump. That'd
Oh
be like
my
you know, the touch
God,
was like
dude.
in spirit.
What a tough way to start.
You want a drink?
Sure, what do you think?
Yeah, we're good. I think we just go.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Welcome to episode 11 of the Comedy Virgins podcast.
Hell yeah.
We have a very special guest here today.
Who is it?
Tony Mack.
Oh my gosh, in the
What's going
building.
on? All right, man. I'm glad you guys let me on, bro. I am excited to
Let
be
you
here,
on.
bro.
You were one of our top targets.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you in the ball guys?
Yo,
not know
you
that.
don't even know the half of it.
Well, man, thank you guys for letting me on here, man.
Dude, of course.
Cool.
Well,
Happy to have you.
Just from all the conversations that we've had at open mics, we're like, we need to have you on.
Yeah.
Just like the way that it flows is so easy and it's so interesting too. Talk about so many different things. So knew that we had to have you on.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what are we here to talk about?
Last time that we had I have ice in my mouth.
You.
That's for later.
He knows what's up.
Mhm.
We have fun. Last time, or I guess the moment that kind of solidified you as our top target guest wise, and bald guy wise, was last time that we had a conversation. You told me that I needed more grandma pussy in my life.
Yeah, man. I think like you being a young comic, expiring,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna get tedious, you know, a lot of bills, a lot of things you're gonna have to pay for.
Yeah,
So why not have someone sponsoring it?
that's old lady sponsors.
Yeah, they need someone to keep them comfortable, man.
It's like when you go to the grocery store
Mhm.
and you're looking at the milk. You don't want to get the icky milk first,
No.
but in this case you do because the
No,
icky
why,
milk
why,
would die
why would you consider them icky milk though?
because they're close to expiring.
Ah. But it's different though now though. So it's like, you know, they just happy to have someone home, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Someone to help, you know, unscrew things for them, like, you know, pickles and stuff like that, man. That's cool. Get this off me, you know?
And they're
Yeah.
collecting that 401k money already.
Right.
So
Oh,
I just need a new grandson.
I'm a great grandson.
Oh, so you met one that old.
Well, I have a grandma. She says I'm
You
great.
can't date her though. I don't think it's
don't
legal
be
yet.
trying that
Don't
with
do
Grandma
that.
Helen.
Yeah, I don't think
Grandma
that's
Helen
legal.
doesn't play.
She doesn't play. Yeah, nah, don't.
No.
Yeah, you gotta respect the grandmoms. Gotta respect your
Yeah,
grandmoms,
of course.
at least.
Okay, so my grandma I can respect, but everyone else's grandma.
No. You gotta respect grandmoms.
Oh, okay, just
Yeah.
across the board.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Dudes will kill you behind their grandmas.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you gotta respect them.
They'll kill you for a lot less.
Yeah, but definitely their grandmas.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Even good guys. It's a grandma. Like, you know,
yeah.
just brings it out of you.
Just leave
I-
the grandma alone or fuck her. I don't know. Whatever you're
No,
into.
dude, that's not what he's saying.
That's not. Oh,
It's-
don't.
he
damn it.
doesn't get it. He
I don't
just
think I got
doesn't
it back
get
then either because I think Tony, you were saying, no, Matt, you don't fuck the grandmas.
You're still hung up on that. Maybe you just want to fuck grandmas.
No, you just be there for him. Yeah, just, you know.
But I'm
help
saying
him with
maybe he
things.
just
Just
maybe
be
that's
there
his
for them.
thing.
mow their lawn.
No, I don't think he want to fuck grandmas. I could tell by his sweater. He doesn't have I want to fuck grandma's sweater.
I was not.
really.
This is
No.
specifically why I wasn't going to wear the sweater.
This is like that's like pre-med. I think I want to be a doctor, but I'm gonna quit that shit to be a comedian sweater type shit. That's what I think he's wearing.
That's exactly what I did.
The fuck?
No, it's not. It's not. I'm so bad at science and all things biology
You were
related.
pre-law though.
It was pretty law, yeah.
So what was the original careers? I like to say this since we
That's a
on a
great
new
question.
purpose.
Ooh.
So what was your guys' original careers?
Going into college, I thought I wanted to be a geneticist, so go the whole pre-med route, and then do research, and then I did research, and that is not a very fun career if you don't have the passion for it.
Mm.
And being in a lab all day is not as fun as you might think.
Damn, you make that sound so suicidal.
Yeah,
Like, I feel
it was
bad for all the
terrible.
geneticists.
Yeah,
It's like,
you're just in a lab.
Just testing things.
1,000 geneticists just said, "Fuck it, he's right. I'm never going back."
Please subscribe before you do it.
What about you, my man?
Going
he
into
took.
college, I wanted to be a history teacher in high school.
Oh
For high
shit!
school, and I
No
got
wonder
to
we drinking.
I got to sophomore year of college, and I was like, why am I getting a degree after just leaving high school to then go spend 40 years in high school teaching kids who don't want to learn history? And then I was like, oh, I'll do college then. And I was like, no, that's expensive, and I don't think I like it enough to go do that.
Really? Because you always talk about history
Yeah, it's kind of
all
like
the
a
time.
yeah, but not to the extent.
Ex-girlfriends don't count. That's his history. He's talking about
Oh.
world history.
True. Shout out.
Okay, but I feel like ex-girlfriends should count because it's just as annoying.
Well, I mean, I still think he could have been a cool history teacher though. So it's like you do comedy,
100%.
like you could make the motherfuckers listen. Like if you would explain them like the funny shit of history, that'll probably like make them
That's a
tune
good
in
point.
shit. Like explaining how Abraham Lincoln got his head blown off and shit.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
can imagine a comedian tell that story. That shit would be awesome, wouldn't it be?
That would be awesome.
I think it'd be
That would be
pretty good.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome, man.
I would
Just
like that a lot. Funny history.
funny.
And just like the stories that people want to hear versus just like I've had teachers who just read off a PowerPoint or just like got through it in like a monotone way. Like, well, I'm not interested in this. And then you go to college and have like a good professor, like, wow,
Yeah.
this is like
I mean, it's crazy because I'm like, I used to beef with teachers a lot, but now that I'm older and realize it, the good ones I had, it makes me realize how important good teachers are.
Oh yeah, for
'Cause
sure.
I had this
Backbone of America.
English 4 teacher or whatever, Mr. Beadle, white guy, older white guy, whatever. But I think he was like an actor or some shit, and he taught epics. This is your Ivanhoe, Beckett, uh, Anne of 1,000 Days, all that shit. If
Okay.
y'all remember that, it's been a while since I've been in school. But he didn't just talk a story, like he's acting this shit, like Macbeth and all this motherfucker.
Right.
So I'm like, me being a dude in school who only felt like anything outside of mathematics is a complete fucking waste of time. That's how I felt back then.
Okay.
It was a complete fucking waste of time.
What was your desired career then?
Just get money. I knew I wanted to be on television or on some big screens since I was a kid, but
Okay.
so I believed in that shit for a good bit of time. But somewhere in life, you hear all the negativity. And then where I'm from, which is a little city, Kenner, which is outside of New Orleans, we don't really know too many stars. So
Okay.
you get to like, all right, fuck it. I guess somewhere down the line, I'm gonna be a bus driver. I don't know, but so I guess that the best thing to do is get money. You get into
Sure.
that mindset. But I meet Mr. Beadle. So I'm in the 12th grade and shit, English 4, and it's we don't want to go to class. It's first period. He's like, man, fuck this shit. Well,
8
let's
o'clock in the
rush to
morning.
PE and lunch.
Yeah.
And here this dude's talking some fucking Macbeth shit, but he's acting like Macbeth in the moment.
Sure.
He's who goes there? And it's like real theater and shit. I'm like, hold on, man. This is like television without fucking watching it.
Yeah.
Hold on, Mr. Beadle. This shit is interesting. So I'm then I'm learning Canterbury tales and shit like that because I'm hearing someone who actually showing you how to use your voice, going high on certain pitches, captivating audience. And I've never, I've had great teachers before, but this was the first time I've seen someone who I can say, shit, I got money. He passionate about his job. I bet you that one.
Yeah.
And then it opened eyes for me like, damn, so you really fuck if you go mainstream, but there's still a lane to do this shit.
Yeah.
And it opened my eyes to, somewhat let me here. Fuck it. I'm trying it out now.
Hell yeah.
Let's go with this comedy.
Dude, I mean, yeah. First off, we absolutely love the Canterbury Tales.
we do. We wrote
You do?
poem. We had to write a poem sophomore year of high school before Griff left my class to go to the honors class.
Get
Like
the out of here.
he was
Boy.
like, I'm not gonna be in this class. Fuck
Mm.
you, man. We wrote a very nice poem
We
right
did.
before you left.
We did. Our final offering.
Yeah. We'll get
Not the
somebody.
final offer. That's different.
We should get somebody to theatrically read it for us one time.
The Canterbury Tales. Shit,
Yeah.
I tried. This little improv shit be like dope, dude. Like how you can just go in character and shit.
Yeah.
It's dope. I tried. I like it. You can be different people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We've got a sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
We've got a guy. His name is Two Stogue. He's a rapper out in Arlington. And we had him on, and we're trying to basically we want a beat to go over the
Oh, you want
the
him to
Canterbury.
rap the shit?
No. So we just want the beat because we don't we don't want to
It's
fuck
too
up
much
his
to
career.
Yeah, it's too much to ask.
Yeah. But if there was a nice beat in the background, do you think that would help?
I guess
You can
whatever
say
theme
no.
you
You
go
can
on.
say no.
Oh, for me, yeah, we could take the beat off that shit.
Okay.
I would prefer to actually act that shit. Like how would
Okay.
it, go the real way? Like put me back in those times. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like really sell the shit.
We need to go find a dive bar and we need to make this happen.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing this shit for? Like I talk to comics all the time, and pick your brain, and then I don't judge nobody. I think it's a lot of talent around the DFW. I didn't see some amazing people, and it's like, what the fuck you want to go with this, man? Because this ain't a joke to me. This is the one thing about comedy that ain't a joke to me.
Sure.
Is the career of it.
Yeah.
So any way you can get the exposure, or really not exposure, experience.
Yeah.
And
There you
then
go.
a way to better yourself, to give you more range, because every one of us that ever jumped on that fucking stage is probably the funniest person out of your friends, the funniest person at your job, funniest person at church, whatever you at.
I don't know if I'm the funniest person at work or at church, but I'm definitely the funniest of my friends.
You're funniest of your friends? Maybe it's a tie.
Maybe in the house.
Maybe it's a tie. Maybe it's a tie.
You're being a real dick right now.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Is it a big dick or a little? No, I'm joking. You don't have to answer that. But
it's tiny.
Depends on who you ask.
Depends on who you ask. Okay, yeah. But
I'm gonna ask your grandma.
Hey, Tony, let's throw it
rule
back to
number
you.
1: don't fuck anyone's grandmoms. Did you forget about
Anyone's?
that? Like, yeah, no one's. They can't fuck nobody's grandma.
Okay.
Just be there for her. Like, let her read you a story or some shit.
I do like stories.
Yeah, that's all. Just be there like that.
So when
That'll
you
fuck him up way worse.
when you
That she
his
wants.
grandma's reading me stories.
He's not gonna know why she wants you around. But if you fucking her, he's like, after a while, at first he's like, dude, let's fight, and he's all that shit, and then like by the 5th time, he's gonna be like, ugh. Like, you really fucking that old? Like, I don't mean to talk bad, but like I'm saying what he's gonna say.
I get it.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Just have some tea with her. Ask her about the Dwight Eisenhower
Be there.
presidency.
Be a fucking friend.
I do plan on that.
That's
yeah.
the problem with guys. We want to just fuck. Be friends sometimes with ladies. Some ladies are cool.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
We're still looking to meet those ones.
Hey, man, they exist, man. You're in comedy. Most of them are comedians.
Yeah,
though.
no, that's 100%.
I like lady
definitely.
comics.
Yeah.
Like, y'all motherfuckers need to ask about my improv class. I feel so bullied.
I was about
We
to
have
ask
like
you,
so long.
I was about to ask you, and then Griff went on to the.
Well,
But
but
you
I
want
do,
to fuck your grandma?
I do.
Yeah, he wants to fuck my
I
grandma.
do still have questions about that I would kind of like to ask you.
About improv or fucking grandmoms?
Eventually, both, but the first one.
I would not know about actually.
Okay.
And you know what?
but
If I
you said-
did fuck a grandmom, it was like Project Hood grandmom, so that means she was like 38.
Okay.
That don't count. Like, that's like, you're a grandmom by bad decisions, motherfucker.
Sure.
You're not a grandmom by like nature.
Sure.
It's a
sure,
difference.
Yeah.
Like, she was younger than me type grandmom type shit. Well, I mean, she's not, but you get it.
Can a MILF be 22 years old?
Can a MILF be 22?
Is she a MILF if she's a kid and she's 22?
No, I think like for a MILF, it's per person, right? Like, if she would be like your mom's age that you would like to fuck. I think it's something like that, or somewhere around maybe auntie's age, maybe. I don't know, but I don't, because it's like.
But the older one for sure.
Yeah, I would assume that. I don't know. I'm
Yes.
assuming that. I think that's what the definition is, so we wouldn't be weirded out, because I'm 36. So if I'm talking to some guys 21, they like, dude, that's such a fucking MILF, and she's like 42, and I'm like, motherfucker, that's my dating range. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I mean? So it's, I guess, for me, a MILF would probably be a grandma for you. I don't know. So I don't know. I'm married though, man. So I can't be talking about all that stuff.
Fair enough.
Right.
But one more.
My lady's young. My lady's younger than me. She got a granddad. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
older than her 6 years. So yeah,
Okay.
she got an older guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, she hitting me for my Social Security. I believe it. That's why I'm gonna quit my job. So she don't get nothing.
Yeah, just out of spite.
Yeah, just fuck it. Be a loser.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
You heard it here first,
You
folks.
heard
Be
it
a
here.
loser.
Be a loser. Nah, don't do that, guys. Not at all.
So you said that you would be interested in reading our poem or our story, and then you also said
Mhm.
that in order to be there for Matt's grandma, I need to get her to read me a story.
No, I think like part of you being there for his grandma is a part of it's her reading you stories.
Oh.
Yeah, letting her bake you cookies, make like meatballs for you, and you tell her like, "Oh, this is the best meatballs ever. I got some meatballs for you too," and
She
like
makes
that's
great
all.
banana bread.
Does she really?
Yeah. Are
She
you gonna
makes good
take care
banana
of Grandma
bread.
Betty or
Of
not?
course.
Don't let him meet your grandma. Just
Oh.
don't.
I haven't even met
Your
his parents
uncles
yet.
is- Oh yeah, like don't do it. All the males in your family already like, yeah. The moment we see them, don't do it.
On
Don't
site.
do it on site. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Ryan and Danny are gonna try and heck me up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now we can go into what you were talking about. I just wanted clarification real quick.
Like getting to know our guest, you mean?
Right.
Right.
Tony, what drew you to start doing improv, and how have you liked it since you
What
started?
started doing improv? Well, honestly, I was fortunate to meet Goldie from Flavor of Love.
Okay.
Within like my first 5 times doing comedy.
No
or
shit.
whatever. Yeah. And it was at a smokestack or whatever.
Okay.
Doing
Ian's
stand up
mic
in
back then,
old
yeah.
Ian Mack's old Mike. Shout out to Ian Mack.
Shout out.
And so I go there and my set to me even for a newcomer, I felt like it was all right, but the mic cut off. Somehow the sound system went out in the mic, and I'm a newbie, fresh booty on the mic, as they would call it, right?
Sure.
And I just pushed the mic to the side, like, fuck that. I'm going for mine.
You're going a cappella.
Yeah, fuck it. I talk
Yeah.
loud enough. Why not? I literally said it on the mic, like, fuck that. I talk loud enough. Y'all can hear me. And went to cooking. Like, it just, for some reason, I went to, like I always tell people when we do stand-up comedy for the first time, it's always like some hacky shit. Something you
Sure.
remind you of your favorite comics or something you think gonna fucking work. And after bombing for so many fucking times, you finally like, fuck that. I'm gonna be myself. And you realize that's the person that's gonna make these people love you.
For sure.
And when the mic went out, I guess I got instantly like, fuck. Like, fuck, how the fuck this happened to me? And it just knee jerked into, fuck it, I'm gonna just be me. And I had some shit that I written down that I went over, but I did it in my way,
Right.
And I think she was just so impressed that, like, damn, that motherfucking mic went out and he still was like, I'm going for mine,
Yeah, even like professional comics who have been doing it for a while, that's gonna throw you for a loop.
Right. And I think she was still feeling good, like, damn, motherfucker recognize who I am. I'm like, come on, go damn black nigga. Like, I know who the fuck you is.
Right.
Like, right. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I talking to her and getting some advice going to her mic. She used to run a mic out there in Louisville as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mocha Mondays. Yeah. 3-time champion, by the way. 3-time
Let's
champ.
go.
Yes,
Hell
sir.
yeah, dude.
First time going, end up winning her pot. You know what I mean? Yeah, I probably was my 4th time doing stand-up, by the way. And so, and of course, people see you take it serious. I met her. I met another comic by the name Lawrence Brance. So many other veterans. My boy Dave American.
Yep.
Jordan Mack. Fuck Ian Mack. M. White. The list can go on and on of comedic talents that's been doing this shit, killing this shit.
Yeah.
That is pulled, man. John L. Brown. Fuck it. I'll give you another name. My very first time going up doing comedy, I didn't even know who he was at the time. I'm fucking Ralph Barbosa.
Dude.
And to be honest with you, and this ain't no shade by no means, you know what I mean? But Ralph was all right that night. The guy that killed it was his homeboy, Suarez. That
Okay.
motherfucker was on fire. Like, I'm talking
Okay.
like, he was so good. I'm like, this is my first time going to do this shit. I'm like, man, I don't think this is what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Like,
It's
this
tough.
dude killing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those nights. But so something happens where I go backstage and I meet Ralph, and And I'm telling like, yeah, I'm going through the open mic, man. I signed up early on the list at Hyenas and shit like that. And
How long ago was this?
this was last year,
Last year?
last
Okay.
February last year.
Oh,
And
wow.
Okay, gotcha.
and he's like, oh yeah, man, don't worry, you going up last. Like that was one of the first pieces of advice is letting you know, being a new comic, that's just what it is, motherfucker.
Yeah.
We don't know you.
Right.
Nobody knows you, which means you suck. Straight up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Comedy clubs want to sell drinks. But anyway, after getting so much advice from her, she was telling me to try acting.
Okay.
You want to try acting, you want to try certain things just to get range to pull a certain character out of you, just so you can know how to appeal to a certain audience. And a friend of mine told me about this improv comedy class, Stumping Grounds or whatever like that he was trying out. I went to see him perform at a show, and and I'm like, wow, I can see what I can do with this. They're
Sure.
going into character, they're being vulnerable, that you're seeing
You
so
all the
much
benefits.
range,
Right.
that you can be pulled into. And so I signed up and ended up doing it, man. I like it.
Good.
So that's why I was saying I would, if I was to do the Canterbury Tales, I would like to actually pretend to do it because it'll be fucking funny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I get to have fun doing some crazy shit. Like it teaches you. Like I think sometimes comedians we get too fucking serious with our jokes and we forget part of what makes
Yeah.
people laugh is to be silly. You know what I
Right.
mean? So yeah.
Yeah, they don't all have to be pointed or take a stance on anything. Sometimes it could just be, I'm here to make you laugh. I'm gonna give it a shot with this and see what happens. It doesn't always have to be like pushing some sort of narrative or like bigger concept.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a comedian, I think who's really good at learning to be full vulnerable and is fucking hilarious at it is Danny McGowan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I
Definitely.
loves that before he goes up on every mic, he does this little woo woo, and it's just he immediately letting you know I'm about to be fucking silly, I'm about to be funny. These jokes are gonna be witty, they're gonna make sense, they're gonna
Yep.
flow, and you're gonna fucking love it because it's like he loves that vulnerability. And I think like that's just amazing to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, me early on in comedy, I mean, I've always been funny, but I think when I started, I wanted to be like the cool comedian. You know what I'm saying? Funny,
Okay.
still trying to be cool. And one of the best people I met was Dave American. I
Mhm.
always tell people, if you ever run across Dave, this is a guy who loves comedy from studying it, doing it. This is a guy who knows his shit. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
For
definitely
sure.
someone to be around. And if he pull your coattail, listen. I'm gonna tell you straight out. Sorry, Dave. I'm about to expose your ass. If Dave ain't never pulled your coattail, that must mean he think you fucking suck. Because if he sees potential, Dave is gonna coach your ass on everything you did right and everything you did wrong. But it's all love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when he saw me, he was like, "Man, you funny, man, but you got to go vulnerable. You got to. Where's the other side? Where's the?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can reach this little crowd, but if you go to the other side, you can reach that amount. You know what I mean? And it
Sure.
was like, yeah, good bit of advice. Yeah, it helps out a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He has been super helpful too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've heard all sides of the coin for that.
Yeah.
I mean, he just loved the game, bro. He
He
loves
really
the
does.
game.
He really does.
I just tell people take the meat, leave the bones, which is don't look at the bad and what it is. Look at only the good. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
he loves the game, and if he's taking time he's one of those people that if they take time to give you some game, hear him out. Another guy
Absolutely.
too to check, John L. Brown, man, he'll give you some game too.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Is that
John
from
L has
Arlington Improv? His name sounds familiar, but I'm not sure if I've.
John L's he round the country, bro. But he's
Okay.
a hyenas guy.
Oh, a
Oh,
Yeah,
hyenas
he's
nice.
one
guy.
of the
Okay.
hyenas guys, yeah.
Okay.
But he's around the country. John L been doing this. John L kills on stage, bro. It's John L. Brown, not John L. Brown. So to give
Okay,
you guys an
gotcha.
idea what we're
Gotcha.
talking about, yeah.
Wait, is that
John Brown.
John
Yeah.
Brown? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, I think he would like people to
Oh, for
remember
real?
it's
Yeah.
John L. Brown.
I
Yeah,
saw
you
his
know what I mean?
Facebook that he changed it to
Yeah.
that something.
Okay, he must
I
be trying to
genuinely
be
didn't know that.
cool. But yeah, he's good at advice too, man. Like he has this and I don't know if it's a comedic handbook thing, but he introduced me to the style of you got to sometime want to go to the mic and bomb, like practice bombing.
Sure.
Yeah, get you, feeling fuck it, be yourself.
Yeah. This is a weird reference, but the first thing you do when you're being taught how to ice skate or like ski is you're taught how to fall down.
Right.
So like you're not scared of, because a lot of times that'll put you in like different like I don't know where I'm going with that, but
That's
No,
how you
I
learn.
get it though.
Yeah.
I think it like prevents an injury though.
yeah,
Like if
yeah,
you
that's what I'm
know
saying.
if you're in any type of situation, if you happen to trip this way, you know to okay, fall on your
Yeah,
ass or fall on your
go with
back
the
type
fall,
thing.
right?
Yeah. Okay, I can feel that. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, it's just you're gonna bomb. That
Right.
is the fucking horror of this shit. I don't give a fuck how great you are at it or talented. It's just gonna be a crowd that's just not gonna feel you.
Yeah.
It'll be some on your fucking shirt. It just it's what it is, you know. And the worst thing is when you see that feeling where a comic just freezes. Because we all been there. And it's not
Oh
with
yeah,
this in the comic, it's
Definitely.
just you don't see them on stage freezing anymore.
yeah,
You see you on stage freezing in at least for me. And it's like, oh, I can't.
yeah.
And you know,
Secondhand
for every
embarrassment.
comic out there that has ever saw me, like if you know you were in a cringe moment, I left. I didn't leave because of you. I left because it reminded me of me.
Yeah,
And that moment is fucking traumatic, but we so need them
yeah.
because it makes you better.
Yeah.
Every time you bomb, you come back way better.
Oh
Every time,
yeah, absolutely.
you know. And I tell people always say, there ain't no such thing as bombing at open mics. Yeah, for paid comics, motherfucker. But if you're trying to get on shows, open mic is your showcase. This
That's
is where you
100%
supposed to
true.
rock the crowd, motherfucker. How would the guys booking comics think you got shit if you ain't bringing it to at least an open mic for the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, also
You
there's
know,
no other exposure really. That's the main avenue for it.
right. I mean, you still want, you testing material, of course. We get
Definitely,
that.
yeah.
But fuck, if I'm not on the show, how would they know to put me on one if I've never
Yeah.
gotten a laugh? Like people kill me when comment, oh man, you just supposed to go out there, be you. You ain't supposed to worry about getting laugh. Motherfucker, do you know the nature of the business? The fuck does comedy mean? And
It's
I'm
a
not
funny
saying
business.
be fake. I don't know. And don't be fake. I'm not telling you that. I'm just saying it should be an attempt to get a fucking laugh.
This episode is brought to you by paternity clothes. Paternity clothes. Because we get cravings too. No. Start over. You can't just keep flashing your nipples at me in the beginning of the episode. These clothes will help you strut in public without showing it all in public. Tired of people showing their nipples out? Why is there no clothes for us? This episode is brought to you by paternity clothes. Paternity clothes. Because we get cravings too. Griff's taking his shirt off again. Again. Can you believe that?
I'm Griffin of the G Spot, with me, Griffin. What Matt so eloquently said.
Are you tired of walking around with your nipples just out and about? I know I am. But with paternity clothes
Are the wave of the future. Guys with dad bods or OJ bods or spoiled milk bods, they all love it.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Paternity clothes. Brought to you by the G Strut. I hate the Lakers, but everything that the Grizzlies were doing with talking shit to LeBron and Dylan
Mhm.
Brooks saying that he pokes bears and that he was coming after him, like you knew LeBron was just going to answer. And by the end, I was rooting for the Lakers to win. I'm a
Yeah.
Celtics fan.
Celtics fan. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be Lakers Celtics in the end of it. Like that's gonna make a shit ton of money.
I was
Good luck getting through the Knicks, pal.
fuck you.
First, we got to
Dude,
worry
good-
about the Heat.
Dude, the Heat are so scary.
They
They're
are.
so good. And
The Heat?
they just like didn't try the whole season. Jimmy Butler said at the All-Star break, they're like, this is when the season starts.
He could say that, but definitely Boston is coming out of the East. It's not even going.
I hope so. We're just
Yeah.
like
How did
so-
the regular season look against the Knicks?
Oh, we haven't beat the Knicks in like 2 years. But
So what?
yeah.
Boston is coming out of the East. The Knicks may not even get past Miami, bro. They just lost one on their home floor.
That's not what I want to be hearing, Tony Mack.
Jimmy Butler
And
is coming.
Julius Randle is injured.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's a big piece. When your best player is injured, that's a big piece, man.
Our all-star.
But just Boston got too many guys that could step up, bro. And it makes more sense for them to run it back. I think Boston might end up winning it this year, but I think the Lakers gonna come out the West. just because the Kings push Golden State to 7, they might just be a little too gassed.
Yeah, no, that's a great point.
The
I hope
Lakers
so.
too, like when it came to the trade deadline, they were so shitty as a built roster. They had no 3-point shooting or anything, and Russell Westbrook wasn't a good fit. And then they bring in like D'Angelo Russell and Jared Vanderbilt and all these guys who like play roles around him.
Yeah.
It's like now this team actually looks like a very good team.
Yeah, I like that you said it too. You was like Russell didn't fit. Like I think the biggest narrative that was about Russell was like everybody was Russell's ruining the team. He sucks. He this, that, and the third. And it's like, bro, Russell and Bron just can't play together. They're two playmakers. Neither one of them are like Bron can shoot a little bit, but he's not a Steph Curry threat. He's
Sure.
not that guy from the three that just creates separation. And we know Russell isn't that guy either. But what they do well, they do well. They just got to be on teams with some shooters. You put Russell in with the Clippers,
Yeah.
he looked like Russell Westbrook back again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And look at how
Yeah, he
LeBron got
looks-
those.
he
You got
looks
him with those
good.
shooters. And I don't even want to say they shooters are role players like I can't say the guy's name, but the one that Mitchie Roar or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that guy looked
Ruri.
like he's trying to get a contract. I like the young dude Reeves. He's
Yeah.
looking like he's trying to get some more minutes on it. We know
He's been-
D'Lo.
He's been
D'Angelo
dropping
Russell.
like 25 a game.
Yeah,
He's
Well,
been
I don't-
shooting lights out.
Yeah.
yeah. He's. I mean, and that's what makes the Lakers dangerous is because guys like you know what Brian gonna do. You know what AD's gonna
Yeah.
do, right? So then when you get D'Angelo Russell, who might be a wild card, so you kind of like, okay, 2 or 3 games out of series, we might have to worry about him. Then
Right.
you got Vanderbilt on defense. You got
Malik Beasley.
whatever the guy named from Washington. I'm gonna tell that. I was gonna ruin his name. It was going there.
Ruri
was going there.
Hachimura.
Something H dude.
Yeah, H dude.
H dude. You got Dennis Schroeder coming out the bench.
Yeah.
The Lakers is looking almost stacked with a good team.
Yeah.
And it's been a long time since LeBron had a good team and not a superstar team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people blame
Not a
him.
superstar team or not a LeBron team. Like,
Well, I mean, it's to me, I have no problem with players getting what they want. If Jordan and Kobe both said,
yeah, no,
I'm
not,
quitting without help,
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you
not
did
saying
the same thing as putting a team together. If you telling me, if you don't get this guy, I'm out of here, it's no different than LeBron saying, go get this guy. The same thing.
fair
You know,
enough.
so I just look at it as like when you had D Wade and Chris Bosh, you know, you had those Hall of Famers,
Right.
but who else did they have? It was literally bench players on any other team.
Yeah.
Then you go back to Cleveland, you have Kyrie Irving, you have Kevin Love, and then you have, you know, J.R. Smith, who was on the decline. You had Amon Shaw. You had D and 3 guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then when Kyrie leaves, everybody's like, oh, you got D Rose and all these
D-Wade.
D Wade. You got all these guys who are great names, but they're definitely at the twilight of their career, except for D Rose. I'm glad he was able to do his thing. Come on, man. What happened to most of those guys on that roster? Are they playing now? Were they
No.
playing a year later?
RJ Smith is currently playing college golf.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith?
J.R. Smith.
RJ.
RJ.
Hey, it was
Raymond Felton.
We're thinking of Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
Richard
yeah.
Jefferson, yeah.
RJ. They call him RJ on the sports talks.
That's
Hey,
definitely what I
RJ.
was thinking of.
Richard Jefferson personality and his skin color is like the perfect representation of him. Perfect.
Okay.
I love Richard Jefferson. I like him being who he is, but it's perfect.
Sure.
Like, yeah, he looks like what he is. Not not a bad thing. I love Richard Jefferson. Like, I'm not
Sure,
calling
sure.
him anything bad. I'm just saying like he's definitely the guy that grew up in a good neighborhood. I'll just say leave it at that.
Okay.
Couldn't relate to us at a barbecue. You probably guys are related to us more than Richard Jefferson. But he can
Would he
play
get?
basketball.
Would he get
Is that
invited to
Richard?
the?
What?
Would he get invited to the barbecue? You think?
Richard Jefferson?
Yeah.
Fuck yes, Richard Jefferson.
Would we?
Yes.
Dude.
Come on.
Fuck.
Yes.
Who else gonna make sure it's safe? We know white people gonna call the police.
We would call.
Yes. Y'all will
Have you ever
do
called?
I've never called I called the police by accident one time in my sleep.
You couldn't even look. See, he couldn't even sleep without calling. He did it just. It's just in his nature. Nah, man. And here's the thing, bro. There's nothing fucking wrong with calling the police.
Sure.
Like, I'm glad I'm at the age now. I don't have to put rims on my car to be cool. I'm glad now. Motherfucker, 35 and up is good now.
I didn't call him on purpose. It was like
Someone was
something where
robbing you in a dream,
I was
motherfucker.
trying to turn off an alarm on my phone, and I hit that magic button that calls the police immediately.
That no one else ever hit.
I don't know how to do it on purpose. I only know how to do it by accident.
Oh shit. Nah, I mean, hey man, no snitching, man. I feel you, right?
Of
Fuck that,
course.
man. I was saying that I used to be real tough, like fuck the police until somebody broke in my shit. They stole my gun, my CDs, and a fucking security jacket. I miss my security jacket.
That's a good jacket to have.
Yeah, when it's fucking cold. They didn't have to, they could have waited the summertime to steal my shit.
Yeah,
They didn't have to steal my shit in below 1 degrees. Yeah, Texas get cold, buddy.
it does. It
Texas
I
does.
was
get cold.
surprised.
Yeah.
Definitely surprised.
Yeah, this was your first winter here.
Yeah.
Where
Wasn't
you
too bad
from?
beside from Connecticut.
Okay.
What?
What is that like,
It
man?
just sounds funny saying that Texas is cold. I'm from Connecticut.
Dude, it's
Texas will
colder.
shock you, bro.
Yeah.
North Texas will fucking shock you.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
My first year living here, right? Like the summertime, I think this was like that record 80 something degrees of being 80 something days of being
100 plus.
100 plus,
Yeah.
right? And
Or,
I'm like, it's
and
hot.
no rain.
No rain. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, it was fucking hot. Dude.
Yeah.
It's like
Brutal.
brutal. Like it's, dude. If slavery was around of that heat, man, y'all would have read about me. I'd have been the first master that told. I've been the first fucking slave that told their master, call their master a bitch nigga. I'm not picking this shit, hoe ass nigga. Straight up.
Right.
Out of the first slave to ever call a master a nigga would have been me. Straight up. Like, dog, it's too fucking hot, dog.
Yeah.
It was hot. And
It was tough.
it was very tough. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I know I don't have to worry about a fucking winter. There's no possible way to be a winter out here with what 83 days of triple digits, right?
Yeah.
It definitely was a winter. It felt like about a month of fucking snow. It looked like Fargo
Yeah.
in December.
Right. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah. My first winter here, I was at school in Waco.
Excuse my cousin.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
There you go.
I like that.
Say
Cool.
it. Say it.
Fuck it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, see, man, that was smooth. I
the
feel
trifecta
good
of fuck it.
now. Trifecta, fuck it.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, I was like, oh, Texas is gonna be hot all year, and then November came, and I was like, Mom, can you actually send the winter coat that I decided I would never need
I would
again?
never need.
I can't wear shorts right now.
Yeah.
But it was weird because it was like, dude, it was fucking hot from like June up into December,
Yeah.
like December 17th or something, and then December 18th, it's like, oh, it's 40s. Yeah, okay, it's a warning.
Yep.
December 19th, 20s,
Yep.
and December 20th, Fargo.
Yeah.
Pretty much Fargo. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is
it was
out
right
here?
around there.
The
This
pipes
Christmas.
burst.
Yeah, our pipes burst. It was,
This was I've been out here a while. This was the first snowstorm.
oh, so like the big one.
Yeah, I think the one with your guy's pipe got bust out. It was a few years ago.
No, so this was just this past Christmas.
Oh
of-
shit.
Yeah, it dropped down to close to like 0, and then our pipes burst. My mom's pipes burst.
Water was like flowing down the hallway.
Yeah,
What
They
the
cleaned it up so
fuck?
quick though. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah. So where are you from?
also Connecticut.
Oh, cool.
We went to high school together.
Yeah.
Ah, so you guys decided to say, fuck it, let's come to Texas.
Yep. I came down here for school,
Did
and
you
then
blindfold yourselves and said pick a state?
basically,
You already down it.
Yeah, I
We-
was-
We decided to
uh,
become comedians at a barbecue though.
Holy shit.
yeah, we did actually.
So what really made you pick Texas? I love Texas, by the way, though. But what made you guys pick Texas?
Honestly, for me, it was just school.
School.
I wanted to get as far away from Connecticut as possible after graduating high school, and Baylor was the farthest I could get. So,
Mm.
and then took a job up here after graduating, and here we are. And then a year later, this beautiful boy showed up.
Oh man. Yeah.
I was expecting for like 9 months.
Don't tell my mom.
Yeah.
So you guys came down from school and whatnot, and you started in comedy because of a barbecue. Something at a barbecue.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had basically we might have talked about it one other time, but then as we were leaving this our friend's house after the barbecue, we you were like yo, we were the funniest people tonight. We should start doing comedy in some capacity.
Yep.
Oh
And then
shit.
we waited another 9 months and then
It works like that sometimes. So y'all, someone heard y'all at a barbecue, was like, and he was like, "Man, we killed that shit. I
it
think
was
we
just
got a
like
We
shot."
ran that place. That
Cool,
barbecue
cool.
was ours.
It
It
was
was our
yours.
friends, but
What were they
it was
serving?
ours. Barbecue food.
yeah,
I
our
don't actually remember.
Oh
hot,
shit, y'all
probably
was
hot
killing cooking
dogs.
like that.
Yeah.
They don't even remember it was on
The
that shit.
blinders went on, and it was
It's
just
like
all
fuck
I
that
see is
food.
funny.
All they saw was funny.
Yep.
Ain't that awesome?
We were in the zone.
Yeah. That moment when you know, I think I'm supposed to be doing comedy.
Yeah,
I think I should try this out.
absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
What got
man.
you in?
Oh shit, man. I was like terrified of doing this shit when you should have. I would suggest comics to do it like college or a little bit earlier, you
Mhm.
know. But if you didn't start then, start now. Fuck, I'm not gonna tell anybody that.
Yeah.
But over the years of me working in a barber shop, I'm also a barber. I've for most shops I worked in, I was always the clown of the shop, you know.
Okay.
It's like, okay, right back in school and everything. And often people like, man, you funny, man. You do comedy? Have you been on the radio? Do you do this? And
Oh,
and I'm at this time, I'm already like
he does have a good radio
Hollywood.
voice.
He
Hollywood is
does.
definitely out of the fucking picture now. I'm like, dude, I'm
Okay.
just cutting hair, talking shit. I don't really believe in this. I'm just having fun doing my thing. But after hearing this shit for so long, on and on and on and on, you start to think about it. So I think the December before I started, remember I said I started February.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So around December, one of the cats I was in the barber shop with threw like this Christmas party or whatever. And they had like a few friends over. And he was a cool cat, but I think at the time I just wasn't really feeling like going over there or something like that. But I'm like, fuck it. This time I drank, I didn't smoke. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna go grab some Coke and Crown Royal, vanilla Crown or whatever like that. I mixed that in, took a little sip, and I went over there just like, fuck it. I just feel like telling some jokes and I'm just clowning around the room and
Yeah.
they play like certain games and I'm joking in and shit. And it's like, oh wow, I'm like the life of the fucking party.
Yeah.
Like they really tune in. Like, okay. So all these people who say you should try comedy, they're fucking right. They wasn't just setting me up to fail.
Right.
Like when I actually tried comedy, went out there and now the first time I went up, I did good. The first time. Now the next 2 through 10, I'm gonna act like those didn't exist. Act like those didn't exist.
Yeah. I think that's pretty similar to
Yeah.
how it went for us. The first time I felt okay and wanted to come back. It went well enough for that. And then, yeah, the next 10 or
Yeah.
so were just
So
tough. I
like,
wouldn't want to
noted
been in the
down,
audience.
or I just like will never forget my 12th mic. I don't know why that's the one that I'll
what
never
happened
forget.
at the 12
It
mic?
was my first time at the Hatter, and then
Uh-huh.
I went. That's where I met Dave American, I think. And then he
Hey.
was like, "Oh, are you new?" And I'm like, "No, I've done it 11 times." He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're new," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
Yeah.
And then I bombed, and then he's talking to me after. He's like, "What are you smiling about up there? What are you like?"
Yeah.
Going through the whole conversation,
They was
like
gonna run it.
you gotta
Yeah.
like
They was gonna run
engage with the audience and do some other things and be funny.
it.
And yeah, that was my Dave American conversation, and it was so helpful too, though. And yeah, for that reason, like number 12
Number
on my
12. That
yeah.
was the one that
Yeah.
opened your eyes. Now, I mean, for me, so I didn't go up in December,
Mhm.
but it was on my mind. And I think one day I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna go down to Hyenas and watch a comedy show. Because prior to me ever doing stand-up, I'd never seen it in person. I always saw videos and stuff
Yeah.
like that, which I tell people, you never really seen stand-up until you see it in person. What you see on TV
It's really the only way to watch it.
is the only way to watch it is person.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I thought you was gonna say on
No,
television.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no,
oh.
no. No, like you get laughs and stuff on watching it on TV or YouTube or whatever, but
Well,
to
I mean,
actually
it's
experience it, it's got to be in person.
and a lot of times, and of the legends, and I'm not gonna diss them, but the legends is already have a brand name, and
Mhm.
oftentimes people thinking oh, I can do what Kevin Hart does. And it's like, no, Kevin Hart can do what Kevin Hart does.
Right.
Let
Yeah.
Kevin Hart be Kevin Hart. But if you want to see what local talent does and what it takes to build a joke and what it really looks like at a comedy show, go out to your local comedy scenes. It's an open mic in the DFW all week long, everybody. So
Yeah.
y'all come check it out. Y'all get to see a real show. Well, not saying that they have a fake one, but y'all get to see what it really looks like. But
Yeah, kind of behind the scenes almost.
yeah, kind of like the building blocks, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's always good. I always like to see somebody's come up versus the finished product because I'm just that guy. But
Yeah.
There's
There's
no
not a
same
lot of
thing with a lot
context.
of with anything because you see somebody with the finished product, you're like, wow, they're a natural. It's like no, they took so
right,
long to hit all these milestones to get to that point where they were that good.
because I mean, how else can you learn something if you only see the finished product? You want to
Right.
see what was the mechanics to get you there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I went to Hyenas. That's when they did the 3 shows, three
Yep.
free shows, or whatever. And it was Devin Clark. I remember Ben Creed, and I forget the other 2 people, but I think John L. Brown was one of them. Devin Clark knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
John L. did his thing. Ben Creed is one of the funniest comedians
I don't know if
you
I've
can
heard
ever.
that.
I know the name. I can't like
It's
picture
a
the face,
it's
but I'm
a
definitely
older white guy, old bald white guy. Look like he can be someone's older uncle or granddad, but he's funny as fuck.
We might have seen him.
we've
The
definitely
showcase.
If
We've
there's
seen him.
ever an
yeah.
opportunity
One of
to
those
see
first
Ben
ones.
Creed perform, check him out.
Mhm.
This guy shows you you would see so much of the mechanics, everything you see. So I went and saw the show. I enjoyed it. And really seeing stand up to actually see I can not, I don't want to touch them, but I can almost touch this person,
Yeah,
see what
it's more
they're
attainable.
actually doing
Right.
to a crowd. And so the next week, I tell my wife, I say, hey, if I don't sign up to do an open mic, do not allow me to talk about comedy anymore. Because if I'm abandoning what I feel my purpose is, I have no right to keep talking about it and boring y'all with the fucking stories of, I think I should do comedy.
Yeah.
So the next week, I go sign up, and that's when I met, Ralph Bosa and all those guys, and finally did stand up. Dude, 6 block, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't lying. Signed up at 9, went up at 1:30 in the fucking morning in
Yep.
front of 6 people. Shout out to my boy Stankto because he thought I was the comedian Trey Mack.
Shout out
Because
Stankto.
they spelled my name wrong on they wasn't really Stankto's fault, but they wrote it real chicken scratch. So he thought it was, at this time, everyone knows who Trey Mack is, you know what I
Sure.
mean? So he was like, oh, it must be Trey Mack. But Trey Mack wouldn't have been the fuck on the 6 block at Hyenas. I'll
Right.
leave it at that.
Right.
So but I'm like, at this time, the weed done wore off. I'm more nervous, but I'm like, fuck it, because it ain't really nobody in the room now. And I'm almost, it's my wife, and my homeboy and his wife. And we just like, I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight, bro. It ain't nobody in this bitch. But finally, to get out to my name, Stank2 calls out Trey Mack. Now, Trey Mack's my boy. I don't know who he is, but nobody fucks up my name.
Okay.
So in my mind, when I heard Trey Mack, I gotta go up, but it's like I'm not about to go up to somebody fucking my name up, especially not on my first time. But because I still was a little high, so I didn't take it personal.
Sure.
And immediately I just hit Stankto with a joke because I don't know if y'all noticed, Stankto looks like Spider-Man's boss, especially if he
I
like
can
shaves his
see that.
beard.
I can 100%
And
see that.
and in my mind, it was just like, oh, give it up for Stanktoes. He's also Spider-Man's boss. And the 6 people that was in the room thought it was hilarious, and it just helped me go into my set. I'm like,
Sure.
okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm glad I stayed till 1:30 in the morning. And it's been
Every
on. It's been on ever since.
every time I think I'm not gonna go to I'm not gonna have a late night, and then Matt continually talks me into keep going. And here we are getting back at 2 a.m.
Hey man, I actually haven't had to talk you into it in
It's
quite
been a
a while.
while.
That's the
It's
Yeah.
been a
best part of
while.
stand-up, coming back at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Because you're not out doing fuck shit. Like, you're not out here. I mean, if you guys are probably single, so it's okay if y'all out going out fucking a bunch of chicks. But for me, it feel good to know I'm running the streets for school. Like, this is fucking school.
Yeah.
Open mic is practice, is getting better, is to do more, provide more, hopefully put me in a better place. And it's like, it's cool. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, like I could come in at 2, 3 in the morning because I'm fucking at a mic.
Yeah,
I'm
now
just
it's
talking
Doing
shit.
something
the
you like
highlight of
really,
my week.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Do something
like,
you
I
really care
enjoy it,
about.
Yeah.
bro. I think comedians are the best people. No offense to anybody.
I mean, none
Because
taken personally.
I mean, to people watching, I don't want them to think that I think they're bad. I just think like we take the worst shit of society, right, and make jokes about it so society can be okay with it.
Yeah.
That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? The news is making, like, you hear about a fucking school shooting. The news is taking that news and reporting it back to you. That
Yeah.
shit's still bad.
Right.
But when we talk about it, we're gonna make a few jokes about them kids got their head blown. I'm playing.
Tony Mack, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But we are able to make
Make-
things to where you can digest it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
I think that's why we took all the hard shits in life. So we can know how to deal with it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, I completely agree.
I don't know.
Something
Comedy
funny about
In some way, it's like a coping
mechanism.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
exactly.
for sure.
You
So it's
definitely
like,
have
alright,
to have
how else do you deal with it?
something to switch for you to just take the worst moments of your fucking life and make it hilarious for everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There gotta be a switch here. You know what I mean?
Yep. For sure.
For real. Got to be a switch there, you know. And so for me, yeah, I tell you something. Why I say, comics, right? So the other day, I'm out doing. I'm not gonna tell what delivery company I'm driving for because I don't need the motherfuckers to cut me loose. But I'm picking up an order. We'll leave it at that. And it's one of those little downtown areas where they don't really have a fucking parking spot, so you try to pull off to the
course.
side of the street. So these youngsters, they behind me, two young ladies or whatever. I think they were a couple, and they was telling me too hard, and the car behind them was telling them too hard. So
Mhm.
I stop. I'm out of the way, free and clear, right? They get into a fender bender. Now, surprisingly, the car behind them, cool as shit, calm. They know they're at fault. They just want to make sure everybody's all right.
Sure.
The two young ladies get out the car. One is a Hispanic lady, one's an African American lady, right? The African American lady gets out the car, calls me all kind of racial epithets, blame me for it. And I'm just trying to see if they are okay. Before I can get this out, I've been called more punk ass niggas in 30 seconds of her conversation than I've been all last year.
That is not a good way to start.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I guess, whatever. I was high, so it was like kind of numb. And like it wasn't like it wasn't a fear as much as it was annoying. It was like, you know what I
Sure.
mean? Like it was, that's what I was hearing.
She's
Yeah.
nagging.
Like it was more nagging than anything. But I was still trying to tell her, as angry as you are with me, as much as you feel I'm at fault, the state of Texas tells you you need to be arguing with the guy behind you. Because he's the one that hit you, motherfucker. Open shut case. You got rear-ended. You have nothing to talk to me about. You wasting time. But she called me all kind of things. She even hoped for the police to gun me down. Like, yeah, she was that
Jesus
extreme to her.
Christ.
Right. Right. Which was crazy. And even more so, it was like a Hispanic lady who really was the only reason I had no fucking where to park. She witnessed the whole thing and blamed me, like, oh, you was talking to her, you fussing at her. And it's like, did you not hear this woman just cuss me out
Yeah.
for the last 5 minutes, you dirty bitch? But because feminism exists, I'm somehow wrong in all three of your eyes. Wow. And that's when I realized comedians are only people who have took their trauma and said, I will not be a fucking victim. Now,
That's
I forgave the young lady.
fantastic point.
I forgave the young lady because I understand what it's like to be here. I done been belligerent with people giving them more energy than what fucking needed. So I know where it come from.
Yeah.
You've been hurt. Somebody wronged you. This is something that triggered you and you thought I was wronging you again. I get it. But the only way you're going to get better and get over that shit, you got to stop seeing yourself as a victim.
Yeah.
If you feel like is any of the isms exist, yes. I'm not going to fucking lie to you. Do I think people who complain about having rights or having their rights violated? Yeah, they wouldn't be fucking complaining if they didn't,
Right.
they wasn't about it. But I also know that in this world, if you want something, you got to go get it no matter fucking what.
Yeah.
And if you're using something to say you can't get something because of this, then you really the motherfucker holding you back. Period.
That's deep. That's a very good point.
I think
That's
we're right at the. That's a great.
great spot to end it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's cut to a commercial
shit.
for another outstanding product of ours.
Cool, man. What are we selling? Crack. That's how we able to stay over here.
Hi, I'm Griffin from, the G Spot with me, Griffin. Well, I'm here today to talk to you about the TCV Booby Blender. That's right. For all your icky milk needs. Picture this. You've had a long, stressful day at the office. What's the last thing that you want to worry about? Yeah, producing the perfect glass of milk for your smelly little kid. Well, kiss it goodbye. Why? Because the good folks at TCV are only charging $9.99 for this little number, and it's all yours for $9.99. Before, you'd have to throw it out, but now you don't have to. You probably would have gone and marched your little cute behind down to the black market for the perfect glass of milk. Do you really want to give your kid black market milk? I will call CPS on you if you do that. Give you the TCV Booby Blender for all your icky milk needs. You'd produce chunky milk. Icky milk! With the Booby Blender, your milk is currency. Not the kid. You can keep the kid. You're just gonna be swimming in it. A lot of moolah. Moo. Alright, so first, you take your icky milk. You put it in the cup. Yep, all of it. Even the chunkiest of the milk goes right in. It can handle it. Then you flip it upside down. You attach it. Bada bing, bada boom. You unscrew it. And now the piece de resistance. Holy shit balls. It fucking works. Hey, idiot. That's on me. I apologize. I just get real worked up over your booby milk. I don't want it to be icky, and neither should you. Donate your leftover icky milk to us. There's gonna be leftovers, I promise you that. And we, here at TCV, will donate a portion of your icky milk to your local fire department. It's like we always say, blend your milk like we said, and always support the boys in red. There are hungry firefighters all over this beautiful land. You donate a portion of your icky milk to us, it won't go to waste. And you can help your local fire department. Yeah, we have a list. We know where all the boys are. The boys in red, that is. Heyo. Only you can donate to Booby Blender. And remember, donate to the Booby Blender today for a better tomorrow. Today.
Just like Mom used to make.
Thanks, TCV boys. Now go buy it, please. Now. I swear to God. You better buy it.
What are you talking about? That mouth of yours is beautiful.
Thank you, man. My wife likes it. So at least she likes it. At least
That is one lucky lady, let me tell you.
But I don't know. I think that's like in the marriage contract. She's supposed to say that shit. I don't know. She's supposed to be supportive. It's part of marriage. You gotta love.
I think that's part of your vows, right? Like,
Right. Yeah.
I will always
motherfucker.
tell you that your mouth looks beautiful.
I would always pretend you're more attractive than Michael B. Jordan. I would lie to you forever. That's in the vows. It's somewhere down there. Yeah. But man, so what are you guys' favorite comics, man?
My first introduction was John Panette, and then soon after that, I was like, I gotta find more. So I jumped on the Eddie Murphy train. Raw was a very early influence, and then just kind of gone from there.
Now, Raw. How does it get? You're born in what? What year are you born?
99.
99. How the fuck do you go back to Raw? I mean,
What is
which
that,
is a
83?
classic, by the
So
way.
so John Panette, his first like his big era was late 80s, early 90s. And then from there, I was like, okay, what other time frame do we have? And Eddie Murphy was similar to that time frame of 90s, and just kind of found it. And I knew my mom would not be happy if she saw me watching that. She was very not into vulgar comedy or comedy at all. So I was watching it at like 2:00 in the morning in my room on my phone.
Did you have subtitles on, or did you get a chance to hear Eddie
Oh,
Murphy?
I heard it. I
Oh,
heard
cool, cool.
Yeah.
Now, keep in mind, Eddie Murphy is one of the GOATs. I make no mistake of that, but I'm just surprised that you would have went to Raw. Like, I would have thought you went more like usually guys go with who's in it at the time. Like, who's the big
I had
name
no
at the
idea.
time.
I had no idea who was in it.
A word.
Yeah.
So you like a real original. You never, other than those two, you really
Up until probably within the past 2 years did I really start paying attention to like mainstream comedy. I didn't honestly know that it was really still a thing until we started talking about it a couple of years ago. And yeah.
Hey, what about you, my
guy? My first ever exposure to stand up was Bill Cosby. He's not one of my favorites.
Okay.
But my parents bought from Blockbuster. They rented one of his specials, and then I hadn't listened to it for probably 10 years, and then I watched one of the Joe Rogan specials on Netflix, and then I watched Dave Chappelle, and then branched off to like Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, Mark Normand. So love all of those guys. Anytime they have a special come out, I'm always watching that. They all have good podcasts too, which is a cool thing to see with stand-up because it's such a nice alternative where you can have like a longer form of talking, throw jokes in there, and then have that as like a supplement to doing stand-up. So those would be like the main ones, and then like Sam Morril too off of that. Yeah.
You had a little bit. He had a foundation. What were you thinking? 2 comics, 2 comedians.
They got the job done,
dude. When I stayed with you in Texas for 2 weeks when my sister had COVID, and I flew down. That's when I watched the Mark Normand special for the first time, and then
Thanks for sharing, dude.
No, I was telling you about it like in the car, and you were like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty much graduated with college at that point.
Yeah.
So did you guys do like any theater or anything, or just straight stand-up?
Yeah, growing up, I did. I was in plays growing up, and then once I got to college, it was you had to major in it, and I didn't want to go that route, so I stuck with what I was doing and just found stand-up when Matt got back.
You ever going back to it, the acting side of it?
I liked it. I think I would definitely enjoy giving it a shot now, just because it was like elementary school, middle school, and
you played a tree.
No, I mean, I Tony Mack. Don't get it twisted. I had lines.
Have you ever played a tree?
What was your?
I have never played a tree. Once, Tony Mack.
Okay, you didn't play the tree.
Yeah, put some respect on my name, pal.
What was the most like iconic character you played in elementary?
The one that I had the most fun with. I was like an agent to an absolute like Hollywood B word.
Who
like
was it?
F word, B word.
A funky? Is that the F word we went for?
A fucking bitch.
Oh, a fucking bitch.
I didn't want to be vulgar.
Yo, do we have a first name?
So what was his name?
It was actually Have fun cutting that.
You're such a dick. Yo, Griff has this thing where he's like, you can't say first name and last name, and then he does last name too, and then he's like, all right, cut it. I'm like, fuck you, man. You dick.
It just couldn't be Bobby Blue. It just couldn't. Just had to throw her out there.
Yep, had to
See
throw her
what
out
you
there.
done, Anna, not taking this motherfucker to prom? He didn't forgive it. He did not forgive you.
I did
Yo,
not.
do you remember prom?
Do you remember?
We've
prom?
already talked about prom.
Griff and I are the only ones in our friend group who went to prom junior and senior year.
Oh,
Same
shit.
table. It was a
Everybody
nice
wants
time.
a piece of the funny men, you know?
Oh, word. It's just does not work like that in your local. It does not work like that at the local scene for some reason. I don't know.
No, it didn't really work back then either. It was pity dates.
Pity days.
Yeah.
Nah, ladies
Shout
like
out.
funny guys. I think ladies like funny guys.
Yeah, for sure they do.
Confidence. I think it's the confidence. You know what I mean? Like if you're walking proud after you just talked about the times you wanted to commit suicide, a chick dumped you,
Right.
parents never wanted you, life pretty much fucked up, and you just smiling all day. It's like,
It's
yeah,
contagious.
his dick must be that long because that's the only way
Oh,
he
ladies,
can
it
be
is.
proud after all that shit.
Yeah, Pete
It is
Davidson's
far from-
funny.
Got him on SNL. Fuck it. Your talent is your talent, Pete. Give her that Pete. Give her that meat. Got him on SNL.
You should get that
Can't
tatted.
be mad at him.
Tony, I do have a question for you on those grounds.
Me?
Okay.
No, so we've been calling him Tony for like 2 years. So anytime like there's a little bit of a confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're trying to figure out who's Big Tony here.
I think the only one named actually Tony. That would probably make it simple.
Mm.
Like if it's
not what
like
I
it's
wanna
two
be
fucking
hearing.
Chads, you know what I mean? It's like it shouldn't be Big or Little Tony. It should just be like one.
It's it's been a process to get his name.
You know what? If you want to be Tony, you got to get bald head. That's the new rule in tattoos.
Can I have had a bald head
No,
at
you
one
got to
point?
get one in
It's
tattoos.
a
Show him the
current
scar.
thing.
Show him the scar.
Yeah.
Bam.
No,
I don't
no,
know if that's there or
no,
No,
it's
that.
not working. No, you got to get some tattoos. They got to believe you look like you used to be a rapper or some shit.
You see these? These were temporary.
dude,
I see that.
Yeah, they were really cool.
It looked
that-
painful.
that one on
They
your right
were.
arm looks a little suspect.
It looks painful.
It's a
to
smudge
walk
now.
outside showing that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's proud.
The ladies just want a piece of the funny man, dude.
They do, man.
Yeah.
I see. You sure it ain't the wealth that they finally make when they get a Netflix special?
No, I don't think so.
No. So where do you guys want to go with comedy, man? Like, where do you see yourself in the you can control your destiny? Where are you at the top of your career?
Oh, that is a great question. Would really like to do something like take the comedy virgins and make it like a network of like having our podcast and doing the
Yeah.
skits episodes, maybe get like start doing script
You
writing,
saying all comedy versions?
that our podcast name, and then like
Ah,
making that
Yep.
like the umbrella which other things fall under, maybe have like another series underneath it that somebody else has a
Ah.
podcast, and like I don't know, it's sort of a blueprint of like Tom Segura has Your Mom's House, which is
Mhm.
like it's a podcast that he has with his wife, but it's also like a bigger thing where like Two Bears One Cave falls underneath it,
Right.
and then Danny Brown has a podcast that's on it too, so like kind of building that
right.
and then expanding, and then
So I think you take comedy more of like a Howard Stern route. Where
Yeah.
more
well,
like
but we
talk
do want
radio.
stand up like evenly.
I
Yeah,
got
like
you.
we
Kinda
want
like,
both.
Joe Rogan's,
Yes.
guys like that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think every comedian should have like some kind of way of connecting with people so they can
For
know
sure.
you for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than just your on stage
You know, yeah.
presence. Yeah.
It helps, you know, because people buy into you. They want to know what make you think. Because a lot of times they know we're great thinkers. You know, it's funny how many people.
Yeah.
Man, you think I could be a comedian? I'm funny, and it's like funny is cool, but it's wit what makes you.
Yep.
And
Sets you
at
apart.
least that's what I think. I'm still
Yeah.
a baby in this shit.
And that comes from regular conversations that like
Right.
it'll show in that as well as whatever you do on stage. But on that note, one thing I wanted to ask you about was you started doing these interviews with comics post open mics. I
Mhm.
saw the one that you did with Mike Bradshaw.
Cool.
That's a cool idea. That's getting to understand their feel for how the night went, what they liked, how they got started.
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so what led you to start doing that, and where do you see that
Well,
continue?
it started from a complaint I made. I always get mad. I'm like, man, not enough people support people. Don't you see, like,
Absolutely.
no matter what you do,
Sure.
it's always feel like it's even competitive at a local level. Like, motherfucker, we all nobodies. Like, what are we competing for? Like, who's the biggest nobody on the block? But I said, instead of complaining that we need change, how about be the change you want to make? You always hear that phrase.
Yeah.
You say, be the change you want or whatever. And I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I started my journey to inspire others to live their dreams. Even if it don't make me this major star, I would love to say that someone saw me, heard me, met me, or a conversation helped propel them somewhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
So my thing is, why not all of us use our influences to, like he did to work together with him. Like he did the interview with me or whatever. That helps his people know me. It helps my people know him. It's exposure for both of us, and it helps the world get to understand the science behind his jokes or where he comes from and why he makes it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I
And
think
those
it's
are
a
the things
great
you'd like
thing
to hear.
that everybody should do. It's like it's weird that like YouTube gives you money if you got 1,000 subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And 4,000 watch time hours. It's 7 point something billion fucking people in the world. It's no way that everyone with a computer and or fucking smartphone don't have enough subscribers and followers to where we all could get paid. All the fuck we got to do is follow each other. It's not that hard. I thought it that way,
Oh, definitely.
So that was my way of
That's a really simplified way to say an amazing thing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
YouTube is like, yeah, we counseling your fucking channel. You won't get it now for letting them know. Nah, YouTube is showing me mad love on my channel, y'all. So don't be afraid to subscribe to Tony Mack, TonyMack, on all platforms. But
We'll put up a banner for that too.
Oh, for sure.
appreciate that, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate that, man. But it's just a way to help everybody get exposure, man. Like I said, there's so much talent. You guys are funny. I think Mike Bradshaw's funny.
Hilarious.
Everybody I interviewed, friends with, had a conversation with, I think has potential to make it a long journey. So why not give them a platform if I
yeah,
could?
for sure.
The
You
thing
know?
that some of the bigger comics that have been really successful talk about too is like there's that weird competition that happens, whether it's like your slot on a mic or show or like a
Mhm.
showcase or podcast or what have you. They're like there's room for everybody if you like. There's a collaborative element to it where you don't have to be individually competing with all these different people. You can work together and
You can still make it and build each other up.
yeah, there's enough people
Well, I
out there. You don't
mean,
have to be
yeah.
like
you understand that when you got true confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like Muhammad Ali. I was listening to an interview with Steve Harvey. Shout out to the great Steve Harvey. But it's a great interview he had with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay. I suggest people check that out. But he was talking, one of his, Ali was his big inspiration. And he said what inspired him about Ali is he declared himself the greatest before the world called him one. Before the world said he was the greatest. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And to me, if you truly walk in the confidence of I'm the greatest. I believe I'm the greatest at this. I believe I'm the best. I believe I earned my spot at the top, or I know I'm gonna do my thing in here. You're not gonna be concerned if somebody else got an opportunity over you because you're gonna think that, well, that's the reason they got that. Because that I didn't get this because I needed to take this L to help me become the greatest. So
Mhm.
you don't look at when you don't get something as, damn,
It's
it's a
defeat.
loss. It's a
Right.
defeated. Or maybe I got to do them dirty to take them out of the job or stuff like that. No, you look at it as what's for me is for me and what's for them is for them. Because my journey gonna put me here. I
Yeah.
am not concerned of where their journey's going as far as if I'm gonna think negative. Now, on the flip side of it, why not help? It's more money for everybody. Why not? You never know. We always talk about I think what I got into it with the young lady, right?
Mhm.
For a split second, I had a weird thought where I was like, man, this bitch don't even know I'm about to be the next somebody. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
And this big, arrogant, egotistical, like, yeah, I can't wait till I'm this. And it's like,
She'll see.
what if she's the next big somebody?
Yeah.
You see how that go?
Yeah.
Now I could have, if I'm a dick, she might be the next judge in 20 fucking years that I may have to talk in front of. See how that goes?
Yeah.
So I say the same with comedy. You can be a dirty motherfucker and play a hate and not want to give some game or want to talk down on the next comedian because they're getting a little bit of shine or you feel like you're funnier or better or you deserve this, right?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking like, yeah, fuck them. When I get to the top, I can do this to them or stop this. And what happens when they beat a big motherfucker? Or you can take the positive side and truly be happy for them because that may be a blessing that they needed in their fucking life and why God allowed them to have it. And then they're going to remember who looked out for them when they blow up, motherfucker, which could be you.
Yeah.
A lot of comics, like it's funny in this business because it's not about who the fucking funniest.
Right.
It's a random, it's who they want. It's who got the energy, who the crowd likes.
Yeah.
So 1 minute, the guy who's the local, hey man, every time this guy goes to Mike, he killing, and we all can be like, oh, yo, this the next person up. And it could be the guy we all thought wasn't good.
Right.
But we treated that person like shit, and they're gonna remember that when they met up there.
Yeah.
They're gonna remember that shit.
For sure.
People remember when you fuck them over.
They sure do.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I stepped on the toes of a comic, If I did, I apologize. It was done in mistake. But man, I'm here to help anybody who want to, collaborate and do something together, man. If I can help in any way, I can. Like the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm here. It
Right.
doesn't
Yeah.
take time for us to. Hey man, we got a little free time. Let's come in here and chop it up. Fuck, it helps everybody's brand.
Sure does.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. It also sharpens the brand too. Like it not only grows it, but also like this is
cross-prom-
preparation. Like
Yeah.
100% this translates on stage. Being able to have these conversations where we do chop it up, and all you do is get better. I mean,
Right. I mean, my new thing for this year is to research things I disagree with and learn things I never knew about,
okay.
because it's you get the other side.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of life. Too many times we stay in our comfort zone. You know what I mean? So that's why I like doing podcasts. And me growing up urban, I always still prefer going to non-urban mics because it's making me stretch to appeal to a crowd or a demographic I'm not used to talking to.
Sure. Yeah.
But I suggest hit all mics.
Yeah.
Hit all mics, comments. Hit every mic you can possibly
Any
can.
experience is good experience.
Yes. I ain't a goat at this shit. I'm just saying. At least not yet.
He is the king, though, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, sorry. Somebody
Oh,
act
you're
like
good.
I am not doing a show. I should cuss him out live on this motherfucker. But
You
I
were
won't.
more than
That
welcome.
would be entertaining as fuck.
Oh no, I just ignore him. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, ain't that some shit when you trying to do something?
Yeah.
It happens,
Yep.
but they're good people though. That's a good guy.
Was that your grandma?
No.
Hey,
No,
man.
but
Yo,
they-
you
I
take it
wanted to
easy.
tell
work
me
with
a
lot of plants,
story.
though. They work with a lot of plants though.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good ones. Kind of help you during like you need to relax, something like
Oh,
Those kind of
like
plants.
lavender.
that. Perp. Yeah, I guess close to lavender.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have some perp in it. Some of the strands. It's called perp. Sometimes, yeah, that works. I like that. That works. Yeah. He got his
Tony.
little timer. I love it. I was at this little egg timer. Well, it's not an egg timer. It's like a pill, big pill, alarm clock. Your timer. I'm making fun of it.
It looks like a
Yeah.
like an egg or something.
Hey, dude. At least I wake up to mine.
Yeah, I don't wake up to them at all.
Right.
All of my alarms right next to my head, and I will not hear it. But if somebody walks into this room and says to me in that other room, "Matt, you up?" in a regular tone, I'll be like,
Oh,
"Yeah,
shit.
I've been up."
Hey man, y'all ever heard of Opie and Anthony?
Yep.
Y'all,
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Opie and Anthony.
Opie and
Yeah,
Anthony,
yeah.
man.
You got it.
Cool shit. Patrice O'Neal, big Patrice O'Neal fan.
Yes.
And if you
Elephant in the room.
almost every fucking interview from Opie and Anthony has a Patrice O'Neal moment on there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like one of the shit. Rest in peace to him. One of the fucking legends, man.
Absolutely.
It's a shame that he couldn't have lived longer and got to experience like I don't know the growth in podcasting and then a new special coming
Oh,
out on
man.
Netflix or something because he was such a character.
He
He's
definitely
It was
would have said fuck you to
fantastic.
Netflix, I felt.
Oh,
Like, because he
yeah.
wasn't bowing down. That's the beauty. Patrice was a comedian's comedian.
Sure was.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I like, dude, I've heard, I guess because I'm a big black dude, gap tooth or some shit, and people like, oh, dude, you remind me of Patrice. Like, dude, don't disrespect Patrice O'Neal like that. Like, do not fucking disrespect Patrice O'Neal. I'm Tony
Yeah.
Mack, but I get it, though. Patrice is,
Wait, you're
I'm-
not Trey Mack?
no, I'm not Trey Mack. No,
For real?
Trey
Hey,
Mack
man.
is like in shape. He's in shape and shit. Like I'm A shape. It's different. But like Patrice had this magical way of he can beat or destroy any opposing argument if they fucked up and gave him 12 to 15 seconds. If they
Yeah.
allowed him to get his first 12 to 15 seconds off, even the most hardcore I'm against Patrice O'Neal is gonna change their fucking
You got to
approach.
marvel at it. I mean,
it's just
it's wild.
and he's not going to change nothing of how he said it.
No.
Like, and he had that laugh of just his laugh was beautiful, like
Yeah.
an instrument or some shit.
Yep.
It is perfect. It's like, man, I was like, no, dude, I would Hollywood, if there's ever gonna give him his fucking shoes, I probably don't think I would let my no disrespect to the late great, but I don't think I'm gonna let my body get to Patrice O'Neal. But if I happen to be that size, I wouldn't mind the role, but
Sure.
I'm not Patrice, man. Shout out to Patrice though. I'm Tony Mack, but
Do you think? Would you say that he's one of your first
um,
influences?
yeah, he's one of the influences. I wouldn't say it's a lot of comedian influences, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't be one of my main. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I always thought stand up wise, I thought Patrice, of course, Patrice is a beast stand up, but I always enjoyed
Bars.
listening to his real radio.
Yeah,
when he
more the
talks
Opie and
about life.
Anthony
Yeah,
style than
yeah, love it. I've always liked hearing that part of Patrice. Like
Yeah.
that's where I felt like he was gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like guys, I thought stand up wise, of course, like the obvious, the Bill Burrs, Dave Chappelle,
Of
Richard
course, yeah.
Pryor.
Sure.
You know, of course, we know those guys. You know, even lesser. Like I like Corey Holcomb. If y'all
Okay.
ever heard of
Yeah.
Corey Holcomb, because I like gut wrenching humor, man.
Sure.
I Corey Holcomb. I have a story about that, but we'll leave it for the another time. But
Okay.
but Corey Holcomb is one of the. I think he's one of the best to ever do it.
Okay.
And because he's one of the guys that found a way to still be cool, go dark humor, and the crowd still can't do nothing but fucking laugh. Like he's gonna say the offensive shit, but you're gonna laugh.
Funny's
'cause
funny.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
And he's honest.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't get mad at that. A comedian that's never afraid to be fucking honest, you can't beat it.
No.
You know, well, he's honest in his perspective. You know,
Sure.
yeah, you know,
Authentic.
Yeah.
we never speak facts, ladies and gentlemen. Only perspective. Only perspective.
As does anyone. We just make it funny.
True.
True. True. We try at least.
Yeah.
Oh God, we try. It's many missed
Yeah.
shots.
They don't all hit.
They don't all hit. Not yet, man. Wait till we get that comedy writer like Kevin. I'm playing. We're not gonna put out no
That
names. I want to
ghostwriter?
make it. I want to make it. I want to make it. No, I don't think I can act. I joke about it, but and I had a few veteran comics that don't want to do stand up, but they write and they was offered to write for me, but I'm like, nah, I don't think nobody could write for me.
No.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
How do you capture such a beautiful personality as yours?
No, I just don't feel like. I think you can write for a comic, but not a comedian. If that makes sense. I mean, I'm inspiring a comedian, but like, you know, with a comic, you know, there's a person who can make jokes on topics or other things and stuff like that. But a comedian is, you know them. You feel like I know this person when they lead a stage, and it's like, how could somebody write me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't fake it.
Yeah, you can't. I
Yeah.
can't fake it. Like you can't write me. You
Yeah.
know, and if I want to be a character, that's where improv comes in. You know, where we can play different roles and shit like that, which is cool. But stand up, not nobody can write for me.
I don't know if we actually finished addressing it. Was the question was
We finished the question, but I did want to get into you had a showcase or an improv
That's what it
show
was.
last night, right?
Last night, fuck yeah,
how'd it go?
man, we killed that shit, man. We
Yeah?
killed it.
How many what's the group size?
Right now we're about 12.
12?
So it's
Okay.
it's like a 6-step course.
Okay.
And then each step is about 8 or 9 weeks or whatever.
Okay.
Mhm.
So we started out with like 32 of us, man. So now we down to the surviving 11.
Wow.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
cutting people off as you go.
No, motherfuckers drop out.
Drop
man.
out.
Oh my
And-
god.
And improv is like, these are your actors and comedic actors and stuff like
Sure.
that, man. These are phenomenal talent. I love them, man. Brilliant motherfuckers, man. Brilliant people, man. And deal with real chronic anxiety, fears, that, you know, a lot of things that the world beat them down on. And it's just so amazing to see these people. And some of them will like tremble when you even try to speak to them for the first time. Like,
Really?
this is how nervous and anxiety they're dealing with. To 9 weeks later, you doing a show, and these guys are going into fucking full character in front of. Last night, I think we had like 90 people
Damn.
in a
Wow.
little space. Yeah, it was packed. It was a packed line. It wasn't not a big space, but you know, for improv,
Like an
crowd.
intimate
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, it was like an intimate show, and it's like shit.
Jeez,
They packed wall to
dude.
wall, man, and folks are going out here. And for me, like stand up, I think like it's easier for me to be me. I'm not acting like I'm the greatest at it, but where I'm at, I think I'm doing, you know, I'm on track at least, you know.
Mhm.
But it's easier for me to walk out there because I'm just being me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Improv is like
You already know that character.
I know that character. Like I'm
Yeah.
just being me. Where
Right.
improv is like not only do I have to act, I have to impulsively act. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't know if you guys have been to improv comedy show, but they run it in like these different types of games, right?
Yep.
So this is one game where starts out with two people and they're acting out a scene or whatever, talking out acting. And then the guy who's directing the show, he's gonna hit a bell or a timer or something, and they're supposed to freeze. Next, the person coming out is supposed to go in, tap in, take one person out of the scene while the other person is still freezing. And then they're supposed to create a scene starting off based off the other person's pose,
Mhm.
right? Challenging
Okay.
enough, right?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds a
Fun,
bit
right?
challenging. Yeah.
Like, add that to the fact that in improv, though, you're supposed to not know what the other two people are doing prior to before going up there.
So it's a
before
completely
it's-
new scene.
Yeah, so before you go up, your face is against the wall, so you don't know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
And then when the bell rings, you're supposed to just go out blindly to figure out what this guy gets. Because, in your mind, you're like, oh, yeah, man, I hear what they're doing. I know what I'm going to go out there with next. I got like 4 different ways I want to start this scene that I know I'm going to kill it. They say it's improv, but fuck that. I'm a director, baby. I'm a writer. I'm going to do it.
Sure.
Shit, as soon as you turn around and pause, you're looking at 2 people and you're like, what the fuck am I about to start with? Because all of that I thought of out of the window. And in a
Right.
split second, you jump right into a scene and the magic happens, bro. And it's crazy. We're still like the beginning stages of it, but we already know to trust each other because the beauty of improv versus stand up, you by yourself.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
might as well call stand up stand alone, motherfucker, because it's you.
Yeah.
Lights, camera, action, star, director, produce, all that shit is you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
It's it, Well, improv, you usually gonna have other people. So if there's no need to actually have a fear of I'm a fuck up because you're around talent that knows how
To pick it up when
Pick
you're
up a scene.
feeling off.
right, and
Yeah.
they know it in you. They
Right.
know we know we're gonna pick this shit up. Whatever we go with, we're gonna pick it up. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
it's amazing, which in turn helps comedy. I always compare it to sports. So it's like
Yeah, like cross training.
right. This comedian dude, Kev, on stage, he gave advice. So anybody starting a podcast, you guys have great equipment and a great setup. Don't ever feel like what you got ain't never enough. He always said when you start a podcast, don't look to, man, I'm gonna wait till I get this and wait till I get this and wait till I do this and do that. No. He started his podcast with a mini tripod and an iPhone. I don't even have an iPhone. I just started recording my ass in the car. I'm sorry, I don't even have a tripod. I got the iPhone. So I'm just literally holding my shit up like this. And he said, the only thing you need to promote your channel or put whatever you're trying to do out in content creation is the thought of knowing you're going to do 100 videos. Are you willing to do 100 videos without any of them having doing 100 views? Now, I'm pretty sure you guys have did over 100 views on a few shows, but if you have that mentality of saying, I don't expect to see 100 views until my 100th video. If you don't have that, you ain't got it. You guys already have it. Like I was saying, it's like, improv for stand-up comics to me is to compare it to sports. It's like if you're an NFL quarterback, I would suggest going to go get pitching training that may
Yeah.
help you.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily saying it's going to make you a pitcher, but it'll help your range as far as being a quarterback.
Right.
So that's why I say
Keep the
with improv
fundamentals
for
down. Yeah,
stand-up, yeah. Helps you dive into characters and keep yourself a little loose. Even
Helps
if you
with
need
crowd
to be a
work,
little
I'm
goofy.
sure.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
the main thing is like crowd work. Crowd work is cool, but people want you to connect with them. They want to know you're having fun on stage
Sure.
more than anything. You know what I mean? Like I think emotions are contagious. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a great point.
if you think about it, like if you see, like you ever saw like comedy. Fuck it, let's just go to comedy act and like a comedian set may not been going too well for the first 45 seconds, and then they get that one joke that got a chuckle, and then the chuckle gets a louder chuckle, and then
It
before
builds,
long,
it
it's
snowballs.
a fucking roar
Yeah.
Yeah.
in the crowd, and it's like I believe that emotions are contagious.
Sure.
So
And you can't hide up there either. So if you're like visibly nervous or something, or you're not giving off good energy, like that will be so evident up there.
and the crowd is gonna give it right back to your ass
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
I one of the things I used to start doing early on, right? And I'm not gonna say whatever mic it is, but it was one night where all the comics, like the first 3 comics, were really good that night, right?
Mhm.
And then the 4th comic bombed. And then from the 4th comic to probably the 12th or 13th comic, it was just all bad. And it wasn't because they wasn't funny or anything like that. It was everybody sounded exactly like the 4th comic, like this the setup,
Yeah.
punch. It's just the move. It was the same. It's like looking at the same show over and over and over. And I say, man, I see what it is. So from then on, I was like, when I start seeing the same rhythm, I'm going outside and smoke weed. Like I'm going outside or doing something, going to my car or something, because I feel like I'm about to go back up there and do the same shit. The same tone, same everything. And it's like,
So
fuck that.
not only are emotions contagious for the crowd, but also amongst us,
Amongst
for
us.
performers as well.
Right. Well, yeah, that too. And it's like fuck that, man. People want a difference.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I meant to say the point I was gonna make is a lot of times comics lose the room by doing the same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imitating another comic, or my thing, if you see a motherfucker bomb with that style, don't do it. Like
Yep.
switch up how you going. I ain't telling you change your jokes, but switch up your style of it, because a lot of times they're thinking, oh, he's getting back up. That's what in their mind was going on. Like,
Yeah.
motherfucker, if Bill Nye the Science Guy just fucking bomb, why would you go up sounding just like him?
And also, it's like this is a for sure game of adjustments. Like
Yeah,
to simplify it, like if it's not working, change it up. A lot of times, that's when the biggest differences in the amount of laughter you're getting come, because you're being spontaneous. You're
Have
trying
that, like,
something new.
versatility.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, will it work all the time?
No, of course not.
Fuck no.
Absolutely
It will not. No, but at least you're giving yourself a better fucking chance.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the main thing, and I've had nights where I was fucking terrible, but I was having so much fun that the crowd is laughing.
Sure.
You have those nights and you're like, what the fuck are they laughing at? But
Yeah.
they're not laughing at your jokes, they're laughing at your energy. They laughing you having fun. They just
Right.
wanted to have fun. That's why I love bar mics.
Mhm.
Because these motherfuckers are here is drunk, they depressed. I mean, who the fuck comes if they're not depressed? Who comes to a bar for good news? Like, you really in this picture 1 in the morning
great
for
point.
good news?
It's a great
Motherfucker?
point.
Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? There's no disrespectful and thankful. Bars are cheaper than fucking therapy. So they're here. They're probably not in a good mood, or they're at least, I'm hoping for the best mood, right?
Right.
And then we're able to go up on stage, somebody they do not know fucking existed 3 minutes before they walked into here.
Yeah.
And if you're able to captivate them and then let alone make them laugh or even change their fucking energy, you got something.
That's a night
That's
well
pretty
worth
strong,
it.
yeah.
You got talent, you got something. You got a talent.
Damn.
I like those bar
Hello.
mics. Yeah.
They just fucking.
Good for them. At least
Yeah.
somebody's doing it, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's under our noses, but today it's above our heads.
Hey. Hopefully we can get some scenery of that in the garage.
We'll post a clip.
Cool.
So, Tony, when you first started, how did you feel about the crowd? Were you nervous about like being up in front of people? Because I just remember specifically for myself, like my first time, I couldn't even like really look at him. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was only 3 minutes.
Just staring into
I'm
the
gonna be
lights.
honest with you, dude. The first time like I said, I started February last year, so I'm still new at it. The very first time I wasn't afraid of the crowd was Tuesday last week at the Improv.
Really?
That was I was so dealing with so much shit. I was like, man, I know what the fuck I do. I don't
Mhm.
give a fuck if they laugh or not. I know what I do. I
Right.
don't even care tonight. I just need to go out there and say something.
Yeah.
I was just so on something else bothering me that was the only time I wasn't nervous, dude. I was always nervous before I went to a crowd because I feel like that's a good thing because that means I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm
They're taking it
serious about this.
seriously.
It's a
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah.
Like to me, I'm not bothered that I wasn't so funny. I didn't, do my job and get some laughs tonight because, oh, that makes me look bad. I don't give a fuck about that. Them people probably not going to remember me tomorrow. That
Yeah.
doesn't bother me. What bothers me is if I didn't give my all to try to get those people a good show for whatever time they gave me up there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, these people, look, they're giving you their time. And in my life, time is probably the most valuable thing a person can give me because that's the one thing I can't give back to you. I can
Yeah.
give you back money if I took it. You know what I'm saying? Almost
Yeah.
any other thing I can give back to you. But time, I cannot. Fuck, you can't even give it back to yourself. You can't save it and you can't borrow it from nobody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So somebody giving you that time, I want to give you everything I can to at least move you. If I ain't made you laugh, at least made you fucking think. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always nervous because I'm like, I want to make sure I'm doing my thing, man. But recently it's like, nah, it helps to it helps when I heard the Muhammad Ali thing when he said he declared himself the greatest before the world did.
Hmm.
I can declare myself a great before the world did, and from that point, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be afraid no more. They don't like it, cool. Another
Yeah.
crowd will love it.
So
Yeah.
do you think that the last time you went up when you said you weren't nervous, do you think that's a nervous thing or a scared thing? Do you think you were going in prior to that as like, I'm nervous because I care, or like, oh, I'm a little scared to go up there because like, what if I bomb or something
You
like
said
that?
in the beginning or last week.
Well, you said the turning point was last week. So do you think now you're no longer scared of the audience, or is it more of like,
Well, I mean,
is that kind of where the shift from last week came in?
I think for me it's just having more confidence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't took the bombs. I know it's
Yep.
more to come. I didn't took the worst of this shit so far. I've honestly in the story with Corey Holcomb, me thinking I was the shit. I got onto this YouTube channel, this mid-level comedian, good dude, man. This comedian actually was out of Dallas a while back, but he's one of a guy me had mentored by Corey Holcomb. So he has this YouTube channel with a good bit of following, and he was like, "Hey, man, any aspiring comedians need any advice? Submit your video." So me, I'm thinking I'm submitting something for just advice. So I just sent in some that I know wasn't gonna be good, but at least maybe he saw the potential.
Yeah.
Well, his special guest was actually Corey Holcomb, and he chewed my shit down.
We'll
He
post a
told me I
clip.
should quit. He
What
told
the?
me I might as well get a regular job. I didn't have it. They should need to screen these people. And the
Jesus
reality of it,
Christ.
It's
the
Jason
set,
Bourne.
the set only had one joke I think was good because I still use it to this day, and I didn't use it at different crowds and it worked. But that was fucking 10% of the set. The rest of it really was trash. The only thing that really hurt when I looked down deep down inside was who told me. Because I'm like,
Okay.
damn, these are one of your influences to do comedy. And he's like, you should quit. It's like, damn, did that mean that he knows so much of this game that I should fucking quit?
Yeah.
And it made me dig deep. And man, everybody that loved me, that was truly in my corner. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even show you more dirty. The former barbershop that I worked at, and this is why I always say to myself, I got love for them, but if I ever blew up and they needed a commercial, it's gonna cost. Because when Corey Holcomb dissed me, they shared the video of him. They showed everybody around that would come to the shop the
What?
video. Oh yeah, this shows you it's a difference. Like it's learn who real friends are to me. Because to me, that was the most fucked up shit that of it all. Was like, damn, I thought y'all was people in my corner. Why would you think this is funny?
Right.
But I realized the people who really fuck with me didn't find it funny.
Mhm.
I'm over it now. Shout out to Corey Holcomb. I hate to say it, it was a gut punch I needed because
Sometimes they always are. Yeah.
like I said, you need people who are in your corner that love you for real. The ones that was in my corner love me for real, know what I do. The people who actually saw me with comedy, hell, actually even Goldie was one of them. It was like, nah, bro, you got way too much fucking potential. Way too much. And what's crazy, I actually ran into when that happened, I didn't know Goldie at the time.
Okay.
I actually ran into her a week later and was telling her about it. And she was just like, go to this mic, if you want to get better. And one time going to her mic where I actually ended up winning Mocha Monday, I ran into another guy, my boy Lawrence Braggs, who been doing it for a while, and he, we chopping and people knowing you, and they like, bro, how the fuck would somebody tell you shouldn't be doing comedy? You know what I'm saying? And when you hear from people who really give a fuck about you,
Yeah.
from that point on, man, I went hard. I went insane studying this shit, trying to take the hardest blows of it just to make me this machine. At first it was like, yeah, I want to be on that motherfucker level so he can, let me follow you and do better than you, motherfucker. Then it was like, nah, bro.
Spite motivated to
Spite motivated,
yeah.
but it was like, nah, man, he gave you the gut punch you needed to. This was gonna make you or break you.
Right.
So you will forever owe him for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And once I went through that, I never felt like somebody in the crowd telling me I was bad could hurt me as much as somebody you
Has
look
Corey
up
Holcomb
as,
to hurt you
as
that
someone
day?
you look at as an influence. That's damn near like a coach or something. Or telling you
It
suck
means
at
it means
something.
more.
It
Yeah.
means more. You know what I mean? But
And with that, it's not always like, actually, I would say almost never when a coach would give you that strong critique. It's never to hurt. It's always to
push you.
yeah,
But for
exactly.
me, I look at it this way. He don't know me. He don't have to have love for me. He could have saw
That's fair. I guess it's a little different than a coach at that point.
Yeah, I mean, you could have saw potential and looked at me as a future threat. There's no telling what you did,
That's a good point.
or whatever he went with. But dude, what I know is when he told me that, I took this game way more fucking serious. And for me, I'm thankful for whatever advancement I got in this.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So however that comes, the good or bad, I'm thankful for it.
It's a great place to be.
Yeah. So far as me on the mic, now it's just like, of course, you still want to have a level of nervousness to the point where you want to do good, but I'm not to the point where I owe somebody to kiss their ass for you to laugh at me. No, not that. I'm
Okay.
going to tell you my stories.
Yep.
To the honest best way that I can, and if it didn't work,
But you're not going
I'll
to
step it up.
compromise your
But I'm not
craft.
going to compromise who I am.
Yep.
Or compromise the craft, or even fuck with this fraternity to change it into something it's not. You know what I'm saying? A clown show. That's something this isn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To get you to laugh. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
But no, I it wasn't an arrogance that made me say fuck it, but I was going through so much that I needed to tell myself you're gonna kill it tonight regardless. You know what I'm saying? And having that attitude helped me tear it up on the stage or whatever. And actually the first 45 seconds, the crowd went quiet. They didn't start liking my shit towards like the middle of the end. You know what I mean? But
sometimes
fuck it,
that's how it goes. Yeah.
Fuck it. I don't. But the thing about it is, you also learn in this game that the veterans know who is taking it serious by who keeps telling jokes even when nobody's laughing.
Yeah.
If you're still running through your shit and flow when nobody's laughing, they know you. You know what I'm saying? They know you really writing.
Yeah.
They know you really work this. You know what I'm saying? When they see somebody new who's funny, and I've been that person too, they'll freeze up the moment the laugh stop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, man, you sure look good in the audience, girl. And yeah, motherfucker, you ran out of jokes, didn't you?
Yep.
Or you froze on the spot. Nothing wrong with that, but the veterans watch that. The guys that want to book you, they're watching that.
Of course.
They're watching that. So even if my advice, even if your set ain't going the best, finish it. Until they boo your ass, finish it.
That was a good sort of advice that Ben DeMann would say too. Just doing like bar mics and it not going super well, but just like getting through your set. Don't let that deter you from doing your time up there and getting through it. And it was definitely something I took from him.
I think one of the biggest pieces of advice that I got from you was they got to hear it. Like, there was a joke that I had been working on, and then I had lost confidence in it, and so I stopped telling it, and I happened to bring it out one night, and I don't have the end of it still, but I still tell the joke pretty regularly, just because hopefully something that'll spark something. But your advice was,
are we talking about the 9/11 reenactment?
yeah.
Just wanted to avoid that shit. Like, oh, I mean, you gotta, bro. The best jokes are gonna sound the most fucked up in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's going. I'm just being like in the process of fixing it, dude. I had a joke literally.
And
Why?
when you write jokes like that,
Yeah.
you're like, oh fuck,
I'm so scared.
this is gonna suck.
But this is like John L. Brown and many other comics that tell you this is where you got to practice bombing,
Yeah,
so you can know that feeling of they don't like me,
yeah,
and eventually it's gonna numb you to where you don't give a
yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
And that's when you're gonna go back to telling your jokes like you talking in front of people
That's what.
and then they're gonna
Yeah,
fucking
no,
love you.
you become a killer
Yeah.
after
I
that.
mean,
When you don't,
I would hope shit. That's the advice they gave me. So I would hope one day I turn it. It'll
Yeah.
make it happen. You know?
yeah, no, but like, but yeah, I mean, you can see the path of like you get numb to bombing, and then you don't care. You can just be you all the time. It's not dependent on an audience. It's
Yeah.
dependent on
What you're bringing.
what you're bringing.
Well, I mean, I always hear the vets and the legends always say that like, you're not going to be funny until you stop caring about being funny, in a sense. Like,
Which is the opposite of what comics.
well, I mean, they still tell you strive to be funny, but you
Of
have to do
course.
it in a like that's when we were talking earlier, it's still comics who would tell me that shit like, man, I don't even give a fuck if I'm funny. Do you think I'm laughing or not? And it's like, I hear you saying that, but if you have that attitude about doing your set, then you won't get any fucking laughs.
Yeah,
What they're saying is going with the intentions that you're gonna get a laugh, but if you don't care. And if you don't see it that way, then that's not gonna bring out the real you.
yeah,
It's just gonna be a motherfucker going to a mic, doing whatever you can to get a laugh. And then you become this fucking clown show.
yeah.
And that's, to me, that's the comedic graveyard. I don't want to be known as a clown show.
No,
But if it works for you, I ain't mad at you because some people get paid for it. I'm not knocking it. That's just for me. It's just like I still
yeah, you've got
want to know
a respect
I'm-
for the game.
Yeah, I want to know I'm respected by my peers. I
Yeah.
love this game too much. I love the craft, everything about it. That's why these interviews are easy for me.
Yeah,
Comedy is, I mean, it's just expression.
of course.
Expression itself is needed. That's what keeps us human,
Yeah. Man, oh man.
That's deep.
Ain't
I like
that
it.
goddamn deep. Nah, I'm
Oh shit.
I've been hanging on every word you've been saying.
Oh,
Everything.
Me too, dude. Yeah,
You've
100%.
been really? Yeah, really? Cool, man.
It sounded like I was fucking with you, but I'm not. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, me too.
Big fan, man. We know each other, man. I'm fans of you guys, man.
Oh, you big sweetie.
I can't wait till you guys are like a major stars and shit, and be like, yeah, I knew them. I remember them when we used to go to the mics and shit, man.
Oh man, 10 years from now when we do another episode with you, not that we're not going to do any between now and then. I'm
10
not saying
years from
relax.
now?
I'm just
What about,
saying when
like,
we're blowing up at that point.
Hey,
When we're all
don't put a number on it, man. I told God I need mine in 3 years or less. I know it takes time in this game, but I need it in 3 years or less.
that would be
I
a
want
good
money
sequel
when
to
my
30
dick still
minutes or
work.
less.
When we're trying to track Tony down to come on our podcast when he's on fucking tour, you mean?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Man,
Tony,
these
remember
folks-
us?
These people are going to be in y'all comment section like y'all need to have him on close to regular. Not regular, but close to it. Keep him back every so often. That's what they're going to say. I believe it.
Well, he was already kept back. He did 8th grade twice.
Ah,
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with that. You know more than a teacher now.
Fuck yeah.
That's why he wanted to be a high school teacher.
Yeah, I just wanted to do it so much.
Did they pull that shit up on you? Like, hey, we were thinking about hiring you, but in 8th grade, like, does that count? Like, how does that go, man?
Let's just say
that's
you
for
won't
sure.
be teaching middle school.
right. He can't take any job past the 7th grade. We can't have a student no more than him.
That's a good point.
Damn.
We just got to tell him, babe, I have 700 days of 8th grade experience.
That's going on the resume. I guarantee
Oh
it.
my God.
I guarantee
Yo,
it.
that's the first bullet point on the
Yeah,
resume.
that's all. It's not what you have, it's how you say it, man. That's all.
Man, oh man. Tony Mack, ladies and gentlemen.
Nobody is topping this in,
No.
the applicant pool.
Yeah, this is every guest every week. But oh man, this has been fun, man. I love podcasts, dude. I actually listen to these while I'm working and shit. These are cool. Like nothing but podcasts, man.
That's pretty.
It's the only way to get through the day.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, to me, it seemed like this is like the last level where people hear real honesty.
Yeah, I would say so.
Because music doesn't do that anymore. Music is fake as fuck right now, man. Ain't nobody talk about shit that really like the closest thing to mainstream telling the truth was Chris Rock's what was it, a Selective Outrage?
Yes. Yep.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hate to
Yeah,
say
the
he's
newest
talking
one.
about y'all generation and under though, but
Oh, for sure.
he definitely was.
Yeah, Gen Z gets a lot of flack.
I'm sorry, guys.
I
He was
feel like we're
definitely,
doing pretty good, but I don't know if we're representation of our generation.
I would say we're not.
You
We're
know what
old souls,
realized,
Tony.
though? You know, what I realized is actually
because the 2 8th grades.
Notice I said Chris Rock was talking about y'all generation. I'm not, because I'm around you guys. The majority of you guys agree with Chris Rock.
Yeah.
The problem in most society is it's not the masses of any group of people that are giving the true voice. It's always the minuscule of the fucking loud voices.
Yep.
And everybody thinks the loud voice represents those community, no matter what it is, black, white, LGBTQ, trans, whatever. It's the loud motherfucker that's making everybody that's not a part of that community like, shut the fuck up. But the masses in that community actually do have gripes, fair gripes, and they're good people. So when I look at Generation Z, like as a whole, you guys get like, everybody up is like, fuck them. Like we should have just bombed 1996 on out. From like just
they were a little late. I don't know if you remember, but 2001 was a big year for that.
Y2J didn't happen.
How would I remember? There's no reenactment.
There's no reenactment.
Yeah. Somebody could
not yet. Just Google them, folks.
Somebody could have did it, but nobody. They want to do Civil War all these fucking years. That old shit. But the point I'm making is Generation Z isn't bad. It's really not.
You heard it here first, folks.
It was kind of the same thing
you
with
guys are cool. Y'all keep us young, man. We can't be disconnected from you. Y'all keep us young.
Thanks, man.
I realized that, dude. I had to retake my driver's license picture, and I said, you know what's fucking crazy? My old picture is 6 years ago, and I had hair. I look younger now in the bald head picture than I did 6 years ago. I put
really?
Really?
Fuck? How do I look younger now? This is some bullshit y'all doing up in here. Don't make no damn sense.
Huh. What kind of hairstyle were you rocking before you went bald?
Man, different types, man. I am a proud African American, but when I had hair, sometimes people always just question what was my ethnicity, which sometimes I would. It shouldn't have bothered me, but you know what I'm saying. But it would, like,
sure.
Why would you think? Like, because I always thought I was enough to only be assumed that I was black.
Sure.
You know, but people was just like, is he Dominican? Is he, because my hair was curly? You know what I mean? And then some people would think I was a relative of someone who owned a 7-Eleven, not 9/11, different thing.
You can't own those.
Well, it's probably the same people. It's probably the
but
same.
But you can
relatives.
take responsibility.
I don't know. Fuck. But like me and my wife was in a store. I'm in Richardson or whatever. So I guess it's like a good community of maybe Eastern African, Northern African, Middle Eastern, stuff like that over there, and Indian, you know. And so I guess the guys working at the counter was one of those ethnicities. I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but I don't think he was like Shiva, but I think he was like the cousins to Shiva and them.
Sure.
I don't know if that was, because y'all motherfuckers ain't that far apart. Like, let's really be honest. Like, when I argue with people, if you Haitian and you Jamaican, like, y'all really the same fucking ethnicity. Like, stop this bullshit. Every group, pretty much, like I said, we all have a gripe, but it's the loud, minimal people that always make other people who don't understand the
squeaky wheel gets the grease.
Yeah, but it makes it not understand it.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing for me was somebody told me you got to drop the victim mentality. And when you did that, you learn to connect with others. And now when I'm talking to you calm, and it's a situation where maybe it was, shit was getting good.
Hi, my name's Matthew, also known as Rug, also known as Tibby, and I am 1/3 of the Comedy Virgins.
Hi, I'm Griffin, aka Tony. I'm 1/3 of the Comedy Virgins, and if I wasn't me, I don't think I'd be friends with me.
I'm really happy to share this product with you today, this very exciting product. We have t-shirts, we're going to be having stickers pretty soon. maybe even jet airplanes. I don't know. Who could say how high we can fly?
God damn it! Hi. Hi, I'm Griffin. I'm 1/3 of the Comedy Virgins.
Let's pan on over to this t-shirt right here.
Subscribe to the Comedy Versions on YouTube and follow on TikTok.
I'm not sure we can.
Wait, why do you have my football?
What? Here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, are you guys ready? There's just paper towels in every cabinet.
I liked what you were saying in between clips that we were just talking about with it's so easy to just be exposed to your own opinion and people who are also saying things that you agree with versus having like some sort of exposure to the other side of the thought spectrum and how to at least see value and understanding where somebody else is coming from versus where you have always thought.
Well, I mean, most of the time in life, right? We like to believe we're open-minded, especially myself. We like to believe we're open-minded because there are things that are different from our general norm that would pique our interest, right? But most of the time, people go to the same hangout spots. They generally listen to the same type of music every day. They have the same type of TV shows, watch similar movies, same similar fashion, and don't realize that you're creating a space where you're only having a biased view because you're only knowing the things you like and love.
Yeah.
So when someone who's coming from a different part of life, a different area, a totally different spectrum, you're not even, how are you going to even know their side if you never even listened to the music they listen to, been in the places they hang at, ate the food they ate, come up from an environment they come up from, you know? So recently I was listening to an interview with D.L. Hughley, and he was talking to the comedian Pierre, you know what I mean? And it looks as if he was giving Pierre advice, which reality, they both set up the interview for them to give us advice. And he was saying that you have to sometimes listen to the things that you don't always listen to. You know what I'm saying? Do the things you always do. Watch the things you don't always watch. Learn an opposing view. See where they come from. Eat something different. Try something that you don't always like. That way you're pushing yourself to be well-rounded.
Yeah.
So when someone coming at you, you can know if it's bullshit. Like we were saying in the earlier conversation, I love all people. That's why I make jokes about all people. You know what I'm saying? On stage, I talk about me more than anybody, and I love me more than anybody. So I'm able to make fun of me more than anybody. You
That
feel
comes
me?
across on
So
stage.
if I talk shit about you, that's because I love you. In each and every group, because I love humans. However, we have a lot of groups of people, and I'm not picking on them, that have true gripes in America. But sometimes those fucking gripes get annoying to the people who are not involved in those groups. No matter if you're talking BLM, LBGTQ, whatever it is, or fucking off-white, whatever the group it is, you feel you're getting fucked over in America. Let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
feel you're getting fucked over in America. That's why you're complaining, right? You may have somewhat of a point. But like I said earlier, if you feel as though somebody or someone else or something else can stop you from achieving your goal, then you're right. Someone is stopping you. Yourself.
I was just about to ask, who is it?
Yeah, it's yourself. You are. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, if they're complaining, they do have a true gripe.
Sure.
But it seems like the one who complains the loudest, the ones who I like to say the radicals of every group,
Yeah.
they make people think that they represent the group. You know what I'm saying? And we won't see that what the group actually going through if we're stuck in our own bias. Me being I'm a straight black African American. I don't know what it's like to be a white young man growing up and then one day want to transition into be a woman. I don't know what he's going through. You feel me?
Yeah.
But if I'm going through my life and I'm like, soon as I hear the transgender dude talk his story, man, I don't want to hear that shit. If I'm immediately doing that, I'm cutting off a chance to connect with another human. Not saying I'm agreeing with the lifestyle, because I do believe in creation. I'm not saying I agree with the lifestyle, but I do agree with I don't have a right to treat that person less than a human.
Of course.
I do agree with
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm cutting off any information they're trying to give me about how they feel, how the fuck can I truly understand them?
You can.
I'm being stuck in my own bias. And then they might look at it the same way. I don't know what it's like to be a black guy. So you don't go through shit. You're just complaining. And it's like, how are you going to understand my hurt if you already feeling that way? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think too much of that shit going on in the world.
One thing in my ethics class that we had in college that we had to do, we had this like controversial topic, and we had to come up with 3 arguments for it and 3 arguments against it, and then present to it. And that
Yeah.
was like a strong way of
True art of debate.
yeah, like, and I never really appreciated it in high school because we had something similar to that where it's like, oh, do you think the atomic bomb should have been dropped? All right, well, now you have to argue that it shouldn't have been. And you're like, why? I had so many good arguments for why it should have been. It's like, well, yeah, but you're not well rounded. You're
You're
not
not learning
understanding
anything.
another perspective.
Well, you're not being well rounded.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How can you can't tell me you understand a person's point of view if you can't make one argument to defend them? You can't make one argument to defend them.
Yeah.
So if you are and I'm gonna just pick on one group, Karens. Let's pick on them, right? If you're a Karen and I know what it's like what black men go through in America and all this. If you do, right, make an argument in our case. For any complaint you ever heard black people complain about, Karen, make a true argument you believe in our case. If you don't have one, then you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Same way with anybody talking about one particular group. If it's me talking about a group I don't involve in, how can I say I have a human side to connect with them if I can't make one argument to defend them?
Exactly. And you see that so often too, especially like politics and what they do on either side. They're like, if you're a Republican, it's like, oh, the Democrats are evil. If you're a Democrat, it's the
are.
same thing to Republicans. Oh, you're just evil. We need to defeat evil. It's like,
Right.
so
Why
you're
don't they just
defeat.
say we both evil and just kill it?
Yeah.
Like we fucking you over. That's it. Just say it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But you need us, motherfucker.
Shout out the troops.
You
Yeah.
can't defeat half of the
No.
population to like, they're like, oh, let's destroy their ideals. It's like,
Dude,
okay, well, there
I'm a-
are half the population feels that way. Are you going to get rid of them? What's
I used
the deal?
to think every white dude that had like an American flag on his car was racist. I used to think like if I see that, I'm like, you might as well have a Confederate flag or burn a cross or your shit. That's how I used to think, right?
Right.
Until I actually stopped and read one of them, the little banners on the back of it. And that motherfucker said, I love my country. I just don't trust the government. And I started realizing these are guys who, when they say they're proud Americans, they're talking about the fucking people.
Yeah.
They're talking about true fucking freedom people. And I didn't realize that too when I started doing comedy and I was going out into these redneck bars. Now, some of these areas don't like black people. Let's just be
Sure.
honest.
Yeah.
You know, some of them
Yeah.
don't. But the majority of them, when you see that shit, hey man, you were fucking funny.
Yeah.
You were a funny guy. You remind me of that fucking Dave Chappelle. One of those guys. When you see those dudes
Dave Chappelle.
from afar, they think you would think, oh man, these some redneck motherfuckers.
Yeah.
God damn, we gotta get out of here as soon as the show over with because we may not make. Nah, man. Hey man, I just want to buy you a beer. You were fucking funny. You know what I mean? And it's because they like
It's Ford Truck Month.
realness.
Let's celebrate together.
Fuck it. They like realness. At the end of the
yeah.
day, majority of Americans, whatever group you in, we love realness. We are tired of cupcake shit. And
Yeah.
I hate to say it, I think only 10% of this nation is with cupcake shit. And like
Yeah.
the media makes us think that it's the majority of us. I really believe that.
That's why things like this are so awesome. Like we get to just talk about the absurdity of the 10% getting all of the attention.
And that's how
just
it's
not
happened in
everyday life.
every historically in any culture, in any civilization. You
They
can talk
used
about
to be the top 5% get everything they want, but they like the fucking the wealth cat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. You know, they're the wealthiest motherfuckers. They're supposed to get everything.
Yeah.
But now it's like the other 5% have been the complainers. The
Yeah.
loudest. I call them victimizing. And I used
Yeah,
to be part of
course.
it. I'm not dissing that. I used to be a part of it that just always had an excuse to why something didn't
It
go
is
my
fun.
way.
I got to tell you,
Oh
it is
man,
fun.
it's fun, but it is so delaying of success.
Oh yeah, for
It
sure.
is so fucking
For sure.
delaying you of the potential you can be. When you do not have any, you know what? I don't give a fuck what happened in the world. This failed because of this guy. Until you develop that shit, oh man,
It takes some
it's gonna be
balls
tough.
to admit that.
Oh yeah, oh man, it sucks too, but it feels good.
Yeah, getting your balls sucked feels good. Tony Mack, ladies and gentlemen.
Get your balls sucked. But also accepting the fact that if you have accountability, you're accepting that I can only control me in any situation.
Right.
You know, and when you know that, then you stop judging the world for what's fucked up about it and you enjoy it for what's good.
Do you think being a comedian brings that out? Because we are what we can control and what we pursue. We can only be what we put the energy into as
Mhm.
comedians. We can easily fail. It's up to us.
Easily.
It's up to us whether we keep doing it, whether we overcome the obstacles of
Yeah,
it.
Right.
your improv group is down from what, 32 to 11?
11, yeah. Well, I mean, to me, I think anything that's your purpose. I don't
Mhm.
know whatever you want to be. And they say your purpose or the things you should do is what you're great at with the least amount of effort.
Mm.
Me is talking. It's the easiest shit to do. You know what I mean? It's the easiest shit to do. Expressing yourself. But I think once you found your divine purpose, what you give to the world in a surplus, a benefit, right? Once you find that and you truly enjoying it, you know what I mean? You're gonna find a way to survive the cheers, and you're gonna find a way to survive the fucking stones they throw at you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no matter what life stones throw at you, you're gonna dig deep in you. Just like this is what I do. This is what God or whatever higher power, if people believe that, this is what I'm here for. So it is no quit. This is what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for. But you have to
At
definitely
what
find
at
your
what point
purpose.
did you start to realize that purpose? Like, I know you're saying
When I realized, I'm gonna be honest, I knew my purpose and my gift when I realized the harm it was doing. Right? I always
in
believe
what
your
way?
gift. I believe you, like Jay-Z used to have this album, Black Album. I mean, I'm sorry, Blueprint to the Gift and the Curse. Right?
We fucking have that
We
on
played that the
record.
other night.
And I believe that your greatest gift can also be your curse, meaning if you're using it wrong, right?
Mhm.
And for me, my mouth, has
It's a beautiful mouth.
it's a beautiful
Let's not get
mouth,
it
but
twisted,
but
ladies
but
and gentlemen.
some of the things come out of it can be toxic if you're not in control, right?
Sure.
We have a gift to express ourselves. We know how to move people, right?
Mhm.
If you have a talent to move people, your words can inspire folks to move mountains and do great things, right?
Yep.
But your words can also stop a person in their tracks and ruin them. Some of the things that we can say, what comes to our mind and comes out our mouths at the
And
quick
sometimes there's
moment.
not even like a control over it.
It's not a control when
Yeah.
you think you can't control you.
Right.
If you're not looking to. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
And for me, I started paying attention how I was talking to my wife. I paid attention to how I talked to friends, family, and it wasn't good. It was most of the time it was great shit, but sometimes it was toxic shit.
Sure.
When you're uncontrolled with your emotions, you're saying things you don't mean. What is the quickest way I can hurt a person with a word? Because we know we can say things you can't get over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can blacken
We've
my eye to hell. You can knock my tooth out and go to the dentist. I can say something to you about you that may be traumatic and it can harm you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when I realized the harm in what I said, I was like, nah, I didn't want to be this bad I just like it's okay to tell jokes, especially when hecklers get out of line.
Of course.
I can show you
That's different.
what we're gonna
Yeah.
get you know what I'm saying? You can get the
That's
toxic then,
different.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
But I started realizing like, damn, I'm hurting people who in my corner. Good people. So I said, man, now I want to use my gift for love and tell my fucked up life story to help others deal with their shit and do better. So, you know what I'm saying? If I'm on stage, yeah, y'all gonna see the raw me interview, blah, 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 blah. But when I'm out in public or my personal home, man, I use my words to inspire people for good now because I saw the hurt it did when I said the bad shit.
Right.
So that's when I knew my gift can do shit is
Yeah.
when I saw the bad it done. You
Yep.
know what I mean? When I saw the bad it done, I saw the good it can do. So it's all in the choice of you.
It's an interesting way to become aware too of like
Oh man, you know how you know you're aware you're telling your wife something bad? When she's getting ready to leave your ass. That's when you know. And for any man in that position, if a lady that's good to you, I'm not talking about a woman that ain't shit, but a woman that's good to you, when she's ready to walk out, it's definitely time for you to get your shit together.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So, sometimes losing shit will put things in perspective for you.
yeah, humbled you a little bit.
Hell yeah. The humble is the best part of life.
Yeah.
That's what makes you better.
But way better to be salt of the earth.
Yeah, no, it's humbling. Think about it. If you wrote a set on stage, right? And it was great. That set you got a standing ovation. Are you going home to work on that shit? Are you going to punch up any of those jokes? Nah, you're going to be so happy that set went well. But what if you bombed? What if they said you booed and sucked? What are you going to do with that same set that worked a week ago? I'm not talking about immediate night after you cried. I'm talking about the day later when you believe in yourself again.
A week later, I'm still crying, Tony.
Okay, a week later, cool. But you're gonna go the next time you go up. You're gonna know I better come better.
Oh yeah.
Life teaches you that every time you lose. And I think, I grew up in the era where they didn't have participation trophies. I don't know why the fuck they putting that in sports now. I think it's ruining development of children because sometimes we need to lose so we can
You were not a Gen Z, brother.
Oh no, fuck no. Because
they're gonna eat you alive on this one.
Yeah. If you because if you take a loss, bro, it's a pain.
Yeah.
It's a loss puts a pain on you. It puts something on you that says, I don't want to feel this again. Now, if you did the best you got and you took a loss, you either gonna respect the craft to step up or step off. But if you know you didn't give it your all and you know this feeling, if you love this shit, you're gonna respect it more. And the next time you go up, you're gonna give it your all because you don't want this to ever happen again. It's character building.
Yeah.
That's the thing with like participation trophies too, because we got a ton of them. But like you look at them though, and you're like, this doesn't mean anything. Like there's no brag here. There's no everybody has
the
one
reality,
of these.
man.
But when you win something, it's like this actually means something because I had to
you telling people
nerds.
lies
Fucking win something.
You're telling folks lies from a very important developmental age, our child age, right? When you're children, you're telling them a lie that there's not a pecking order in life. There's not a ranking system. There is a race to success in America. That's why motherfuckers come here. It's a race to success. Right now, when you go play out a trial for a football team and they line and you're 7, 8 years old and they line y'all up and like, all right, y'all line up here and y'all run to the other side. Right now, they trying to see who the fastest, who the strongest. They already mapping out who's gonna be what on the fucking team.
After 20 of them, it's still who has enough in the tank mentally.
If you go to a spelling bee and you see a certain particular students in your class is leading the pack, you don't think that school is already eyeing on who can be the future generation? You don't think America's looking at the best fucking minds?
Everyone's always
in America
watching.
Like, oh, who can be groomed to be a president?
Mm-hmm.
Who can be? That's what it is.
And the president's worried about a different kind of grooming.
Hell, this is a comedy podcast and stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You don't think it means something even if we go to Mad Hatters, if people were remembering that motherfucker was the funniest person tonight.
Yep.
That means something. That is I'm not gonna tell you, hey, everybody, you're going on Saturday Night Live one day because you started comedy. Every one of you gonna be a star.
Yep.
Every one of you are gonna be great. Every one of you are gonna make millions of fucking dollars. Every last person that pick up a microphone that say I want to do stand-up. No, it won't.
Yeah.
Fuck no. Most people that do stand-up won't even be doing that shit a year later. It's just a reality. You know what I'm saying? It's a pecking order. It's a ranking system. It's a survival of the fucking fittest. It's a reason why human beings can watch hours of fucking Animal Planet, seeing a lion bite into some water buffalo and do just what he's doing right now. Damn. Because it tells the absolute goddamn truth, nature. And nature tells you it's survival of the fucking fittest. It is a pecking order, whether you like it or not. And ain't nobody's going to care about your situation. Because if we was on a ship,
No one.
if it was on a ship and that bitch was sinking, there's one seat left on the rescue boat. It's me and another bald-headed fat black guy. When we both hollering Black Lives Matter. You think that shit gonna matter on who gonna get on that boat, me and him? Fuck no, not in that moment. Neither if we were both transgender, neither if we were both Asian, neither if we were both Mexican, neither if we were both part of any group that does have a gripe with America. I'm with that. But if you're still using your gripe as a way to stop you from success, you're playing yourself. Because in that moment, you ain't gonna give a fuck. If I was a feminist and it's another feminist and there's only one spot, neither one of us is gonna be like, for the feminist movement, you go ahead. Fuck no, we both going for that spot. We ain't gonna give a fuck about none of them goddamn titles. It's gonna go down to survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
That's why we like to show Survivor. And that bitch, Jerry. No. But it is.
I'm gonna listen to this on repeat. Just
Yeah,
over and over and over again.
100%, man.
It is what it is, man. I'm not, and you know the crazy part, like it's like you can put this up. It is going to be some people that's going to look at me like I'm the bad guy, and it's like, no, I'm just a news reporter, baby. I didn't create the world.
I loved the way you said "baby" there.
I'm just saying with anybody, man. Like it's
Yeah.
I'm just a news reporter, baby. I'm not the
Oh
bad
my
guy.
God.
I'm the one that's telling everyone what it is. I'm not the one that made it what it is, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? If every man that says he wants to be a woman, if it was up to me, I would zap and make you a fucking woman. Then bend you over and fuck you. Like it's just because you're a woman now. It's not weird anymore. Now I'm joking, guys. I love everybody, man. I love everybody. But it's the point I'm making is I'm not the one that make it this way. But if you're
Right.
using anything as a crutch, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's transgender, whether it's whatever, fuck, it can be I'm a white guy and I don't have nothing to complain about. So I want to kill myself because I can't join any group. You know, I don't know, motherfucker. Don't kill yourself. Just know that you have it in you to get out of your shit.
Yeah. Can't let it define you.
Yeah. Everybody, everyone, you have it in you. You have like what was one of the smartest people ever to live? What, Stephen Hawking, that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Wasn't he the one that just the only function he had was
Basically,
His eyeballs and his
that's
brain.
about it, right?
Yeah.
But look all the shit he's done for humanity with science.
yeah.
What if he said, fuck it, they don't treat cripples right? I quit. You see what I'm saying?
We wouldn't be talking about him today.
Just saying, dude, I met this Mexican dude, right? Me being me, I pull up at a gas station 1 a.m.
Is this you with hair or you now?
No, it's me now.
Okay.
So I needed some weed. I mean, no, I didn't need no weed. That's not why I pull up at a gas station. Stay drug free, people. I needed some papers to roll the weed inside to smoke. So, so I go to the gas station and this homeless man is outside and he tricked me because he didn't ask for money. He asked for food. You know what I'm saying? Which I didn't know was the new hustle because when I bought his punk ass some food, he was out trying to sell that for money. I was like, oh, that's the new trick, you dirty motherfucker. Like, ask for the free food because nobody's going to think you're going to sell the food. You know what I mean? If you ask for money, I'm like, oh, you just need it for crack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't have none, so I can't serve you. But, but if I go get you this burger inside here, you ain't going to be able to get crack for that. You know what I mean? But he was a magician. He was able to. But the Mexican guy saw it and he was like, oh, this guy must have a good heart. So he asked me for a ride home, And this was a real Mexican guy. When I say real Mexican, I mean like he has a dual residence, meaning he has a family in Mexico and he has a life in America. You know what I'm saying? And he speaks terrible English, which so do I. So we got along well. But I'm hearing the guy's story and he's telling me, he said, man, he's from Mexico City. This is the capital of Mexico, by the way. And I said, what's it like to be in Mexico City growing up? He said, man, you have 3 choices, my friend. You either escape to America, join the cartel, or you die for not joining the cartel. And I went to thinking about my toughest times growing up in the hood and my most humblest moments and stuff like that. Eventually, my mom got us out to a better neighborhood. But I thought about the lowest moments financially in my life, and nothing could compare to the fears those people may have to experience.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where you literally telling me I got to escape, join the cartel, or die. This is what's being told to children sometimes. And from that point on, I'm like, look at this. I looked at everything different because I like, look at this dude, right? He comes all the way from Mexico, snuck in the country. How the fuck he got here? Trying to escape that shit, busting his ass on these construction jobs, sending money home to his family just to get them away from that shit.
Yeah.
There's no complaint that any American can go through to compare to that shit. None. So that was the last time I said I was going to use my shortcomings as a way to stop me.
Yeah.
That was some shit that hit. He also said he fucking bitches in America. And I asked him, I said, man, you got a family back home? He's like, hey, back home, I married. Here, I single man. I was like, okay, fuck it. You kept it real. I was like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to say his name. I don't want him to fuck his marriage up, but
Regardless, we'll still put his Instagram up, so don't worry about
Shout
it.
out that guy.
Yeah, shout out to that guy. You know what I mean? But it was a cool guy. But it was a great story to hear. At first, I was nervous as shit. I'm like, man, I don't know this dude taking him on a ride home, but he did offer me $30, which took me 10 minutes up the street for $30. I wasn't tripping. Plus, I'm a big guy, so that is the beauty of knowing, like, yeah, it's gonna take a few tranquilizers to get me down, motherfucker. Like, I be looking at shit like Saw when they get those people, like, and they, capture them. I'm like, the one beauty about being a big guy, like, if you're a serial killer, you gotta think, like, if I hit him with something and he doesn't go down the first time, he's gonna kill me. Yeah. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely, yeah. Think again, motherfucker. Learn from the lions. They don't go for the worst, the hardest prey, motherfucker. They go for the easiest. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
I'm not telling you how to serial kill, but step one, don't go for a guy that can beat your ass. I'll leave it at that. That's all I'm giving them, America. I don't agree with serial killing unless it's Cheerios.
Oh,
but
it's a good
yeah,
cereal.
they suck. I'm lying. That was the first cereal came to mind.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could have.
Now you probably hate me because I like Cheerios. I apologize.
Oh,
you pussy.
You healthy motherfucker.
Honey
Fuck
nut.
you. Who the fuck
Honey
eats
nuts.
healthy cereal? You supposed to eat cereal that takes days off your life, like Captain Crunch,
To be fair,
Fruity Pebbles,
I
the
got a
delicious
whole
shit.
box of Captain Crunch.
What the Crunch
Fruity
Berries?
Pebbles out right
Fuck
now.
yeah, that's
Don't
the
act
shit
like
you
we
want.
don't love Fruity Pebbles, Tony.
Yes, that's the shit. That's the shit. That's the real cereal.
Yeah.
The best shit. It's the shit that take days off your life.
There's nothing better.
Yeah.
I hate to do this, but we're right about at that time, and you got to get going. But we are 100%, 1000% having you on again. This was such a
Absolutely.
great conversation.
Absolutely.
It flowed so easy. All of a sudden, it's fucking 7:30.
Shit.
You got to hear it.
This is insane.
You got to hear it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a great time. Everybody go out there, follow Tony Mack on Instagram and all other platforms.
YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah, shout out all the
Twitter,
handles.
Tony Mack, TonyMack. Follow me on all platforms. Y'all can see my stand-up special, not specials. Y'all can see my stand-up sets.
Oh, we think they're special.
I think they're special. You can see all my sets as well as interviews and my podcast to have a deeper life, to know what's Tony Mack about. Deeper look into my lifestyle.
Oh man, I would just love a deeper look into those eyes.
Into my eyes?
Yep.
My wife gonna look for you, man.
We can bond over the fact that we're both in love with your eyes.
Cool, man.
Well, also send any posters for any upcoming showcases.
for
We'll
real.
add those in. This might take a little while to put up, but we can't wait to already have it done.
Cool, man. Thank you guys. I enjoyed this. These guys, I never like to compare people to anyone, but this is like the first time I've had a version of talking to Opie and Anthony.
Dude, this is
But
our
I
first
think
time
you
of having
guys-
a
I think you guys are gonna
with-
be bigger and better than them, and I am big fans of both of those dudes. I think that Open Anthony show was the shit. I enjoyed it, especially with Patrice O'Neal on it. But I think you guys are gonna be bigger and better.
You were the Patrice O'Neal to our Opie Nick.
Oh, cool, man. I'll take that.